It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
It's you liberals who have lifted them up, Howard.
Paul, you conservatives make a mistake. You can't afford to strangle hope in people. Without hope, people become dangerous.
No, Howard. You liberals have let them invade our society. You give them jobs, political jobs.
Paul, you missed the point. It's only the smart ones we move up.
That makes it even worse.
No, we have to move them up. If we leave a smart one in the ghetto, he might develop into a leader against us. But if we raise him up into white society, we neutralize him.
It really boils down to our ability to accept. We don't need pessimism.
What he means by pessimism is resistance. And that's what COINTELPRO was all about, stopping the resistance.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change.
We hide it in plain sight. One of Plato's greatest works was the allegory of the cave. I feel in order to understand the political matrix, we need only to look into this allegory. We first have to open our minds to the possibility everything is not as it seems. That things we've always known to be truth may be lies. For if we can't perceive the lies we've ingested, we can't see the bars on our mental conditioning. For that is how you walk out of the cave and see the political matrix. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Political Matrix. I'm your host, Marcus Young Morpheus Cage. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. My audio sounds a little off to me, but could be just me. So I'll do a couple shout outs. I do know that we will have Dave joining us. Looks like he's just working on a couple of technical things right now. But shout out first. I see Jackie here. Hey Jackie. See Warren is in the building. See Accord Lord is here. Kat is here, and I'm pretty sure as other people come in, I'll make sure to throw a shout out to everybody who's coming in here. There were so many things coming into this week that I thought about that we talk about. And in the back of my mind, I always knew this one was coming. I can't remember who asked me last week, but somebody asked me, they said, do I think the attack would be coming soon? And I think I said that they need to get the situation fixed on the Gerald Ford first. And then I think it'll be happening. Well, as we see, it is now happening. Warren's comment, he says, World War III in the house. LOL, hey y'all. It's kind of funny because it looks like, I don't know who Trump was talking to, but it seems like Trump really had the impression that he could just go right in, kill the leader, and then everything would be over. And then he could just like kind of button this thing back up, kind of like, how they went into Venezuela and they snatched Maduro. That's really what it seems like. He thought like this situation would be the same. And this goes into another reason why when I hear a lot of these MAGA people saying all the things that they've been saying and trying to say we didn't vote for this, and it's like, are y'all all slow leaks? Is that how this is? Like, y'all really couldn't see this shit coming? Like, even before now, y'all really couldn't see this shit coming? And I had to understand something. And before I go in on really talking about this, I'm just speaking some of my thoughts. What I've learned, and I was always taught growing up, the hit dog holler. So if you get offended when I say this, then obviously this probably pertains to you. One thing I've noticed in the United States is, especially amongst a lot of white people, and like I said, the hit dog hollers. If it's you who are one of these types of people, then hey, you need to reassess things. If you're not the white person who does this, then hey, let it slide. This ain't a comment that's directed towards you. But I notice a lot of white people, when it comes to anybody of color, very skeptical, very critical. They're going to, is this person qualified? They're going to look through every nook and cranny, looking over this person's certifications, qualifications, and they're not taking anything for granted, and they're not just accepting, well, more than like I get it, this person got a doctorate, maybe they know what they're talking about. They're not. They're going to question regardless. And on the flip side, if they have a white person, they don't even have to have credibility. They're going to give the benefit of the doubt. Well, how do we not know? I mean, how do we know? Maybe we need to check the situation. And what was the context of this? And when it comes to people who look just like them, they can always find all this context and reason and patience, and let's kind of figure things out. Maybe that's not exactly what they said, or maybe you guys are just misunderstanding, or, oh, well, he's just saying this to do. And it's all this justification, and it's all of this ways to try to, like, you know, pre-spin somebody's words, or just kind of like really go out there and like circle the wagons to protect this person. And even though you know this person's a fucking idiot, you find ways to try to make it as if, no, they're not the idiot. It's everybody else. All y'all don't get the fucking brilliance that comes from this person, that this person is playing 50-degree chess. And you're all just idiots. We're all just idiots. But when it's somebody else on the other side of that color spectrum, you don't give them they are guilty till proven innocent. And I go all that to say, because that's something, and that's not something that just has to do with like right now. I mean, that's something that I've observed most of my whole life. I've noticed that with all of these political things, when it comes down to the right versus the left, in any of these like social situations, how they get flipped political instantly. These similar situations, young black kid, you know, punches another kid, and there's instantly searching for why this kid is guilty and why this kid is wrong. Whereas on the other side of the token, it's, well, you mean we got to understand that maybe he had problems at his home, or maybe this happened, or maybe that happened. And I mean, I hate to sound like one of these like liberal type people, but it really boils down to, you know, unconscious racism that a lot of people have. Thus going into saying a lot of people who voted for Trump, even non-white people, a lot of non-white people have this mindset of, well, I mean, a white person got money and they're in charge and they obviously know what they're doing. There's no way that, you know, white people just rise to the top without knowing what the fuck they're doing. But you know what? All them other black and brown people, they definitely got there because they were given this position and they didn't know what the hell they were doing. And what I say is there is no scenario where you'll have a black Trump or you have a Latino Trump. Because if there was any melanated person who fucks up as much as Trump does, they would never even get close to sniffing the White House. And I watched so many people talk about the bait and switch of Trump. Oh, he switches up. And I mean, we could have never seen this coming. Y'all knew for years that he was fucking friends with Epstein. But yeah, everybody made excuses why it couldn't have been Trump also. Y'all knew this motherfucker bankrupted the casino and many other businesses. But y'all thought he'll be great on the economy and gave him a pass that, oh, he was great last time around when he basically inherited an economy that was doing all right already. And now all of these people are so shocked that this fucking idiot would attack Iran. Listening to fucking Bibi Satan Yahoo. Y'all, we're really surprised. And a lot of people have put it out there that They think it's because of the blackmail. That's possible. I don't even really put it all the way on that. I put it on the fact that Trump is transactional. Whether they have blackmail on him or not, I don't think Trump is smart enough to understand what he stepped into. That's the part which I don't see. If you're intelligent, right? If you're intelligent, you understand a dumb situation. If you're not intelligent, you don't get it. If you're somebody like a Trump also who's grown up and went through the years of what was so-called American exceptionalism, I don't think people get how strong that is, that propaganda in the boomers is. I don't think people really get it. Saludos, Marcus from Latia Chamonique. Hey, Chamonique. Glad to see you here also. I don't think people get it in their head like this dude from Jump Street has always been an idiot. I mean, you can just tell by the dude's grammar. And I'm not trying to be a grammar police or try to, insult just for insult's sake. But this dude can't even form proper sentences. You telling me that if Trump started off just like any other random person, he would have ever even got to the heights he got to? Hell, even him getting to the heights he got to was off of fraud. So when I see the Andrew Tates out there, this is not what we voted for. The Marjorie Taylor Greens, this is not what we voted for. Any of these people, I don't want to hear none of them say this ain't what we voted for. This is what you voted for because you knew who the fuck you were getting. If you paid attention to his first 4 years in office, when he went after Qasem Soleimani, everybody thought that would possibly spark the war then. And I was one of those people like, ooh, that's a dangerous move. But because the fuckhead got away with it, everybody breathed easy. Forget about it. Then, a little bit later on, when he dropped the Moab. And for those who don't know what I mean by the Moab, I'm not talking about the biblical land in the Bible, Moab. I'm talking about the mother of all bombs. Oh, shoot, there's Till.
What it do, y'all?
Yo, bring in Till in the building.
Hey, guys.
Oh, sorry, I'm on a little mini rant. I'll finish up my rant and then I'll turn it over to you. Then after the Moab, when there was all these accounts of generals in there and other Congress people who had to try to stop him from his worst instincts. When there were people judges who were shooting down dumb shit his dumb ass was trying to do. People turned around and was like, well, I mean, the economy was good under Trump. He gave us a check. Yeah, he gave you a check. So and I'm not making an argument for propping up Biden. Biden did the same shit. Gave you a check also. The economy was fine under Biden until the shutdowns. Oh, but think about it. Who did the shutdowns? Trump actually started the shutdown. It just continued under Biden. So it's the same shit. Everybody just got pissed off because of the duration of it. Oh, shoot. I guess we lost Teal. I guess she'll be right back. But you had every inkling that this dude was a fucking idiot. Did not know what he was doing from the beginning. We saw his authoritarian, movements and how he wanted to handle things and that he could not be trusted to tell the fucking truth. I even had other people who went back and forth with me on this platform telling me that, all you guys are all worried about Trump. You think Trump is going to do this? Man, Trump's not going to do much. He didn't do nothing the first time. He didn't do nothing the first time because he basically had adults in the room smacking his hand every time he got ready to touch the stove. There's no adults in the room now. And y'all thought this big baby who now is an angry baby who wants vengeance, who now understands how to navigate around your safeguards. Y'all thought this motherfucker was gonna come in and not do some dumb shit? I mean, we're dealing with literally the most corrupt president of all time. I mean, so I am not surprised that we stepped into this hornet's nest that we're about to get into. Now, granted, we'll talk more about the ins and outs of everything, but I just kind of wanted to start off the tone on how I see situation, how I see things right now. We got into this situation because, to be honest, a lot of white people will turn a blind eye to when a white person does a bunch of dumb shit and will give them credit for one little thing, and that's enough. They'll build up a whole straw man in their head to support somebody. And a lot of black and brown people who honestly see white people as more intelligent and white is right. I'll give you a perfect example, and I'm going to diss even on my own family. I remember my grandmother used to say that she only wanted to go to a white doctor because she wanted to make sure that it was done right. And there's a whole lot of colonized thought within the black and brown communities that the white man obviously knows what he's doing. Don't even question, just assume he knows what he's doing. When if you go through occupational statistics, you will learn that they don't fucking know what they're doing no more than you do. In fact, many times they know far less than what you do. And I'm not saying this as a broad strokes to all white people as if white people are inferior and black people are brown. I'm not doing that. I'm saying that as a whole, white people are given this grace that they automatically just know what they're doing. And everybody else is given this viewpoint that they don't know what they're doing and need to prove themselves. Because if things were measured the same way, we would never have a fucking President Trump and we wouldn't be dealing with this dumb shit right now. You know, I'll land my plane there. Till, welcome to the show, sis. I'm sorry for going on. But
good. Everybody, welcome to World War III. We said it 2 weeks ago. Let's hope we don't wake up in war. And I pre-said that a couple weeks ago. And here we are. Woke up Saturday morning in war.
You see what shirt I'm rocking today?
I love that.
Pac, they got money for wars, but can't feed the poor.
Welcome to World War III, y'all. In our first episode of Political Matrix and World War III, what's next? Concentration camps? I've been saying that too.
Yep.
Come on down to Concentration Camp 6. We're going to have a good old time. I can only imagine, like, how things are going to go, because the main thing that popped in my head when I woke up and saw that we were in war, I was like, damn, that censorship shit they've been pushing, that shit's going to be crazy. Because what, you going to say, oh, fuck Israel, they got us in their war? And to the concentration camp you go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck Israel, fuck Trump. I can't believe they got my cousin killed.
Yep.
Off to the concentration camp you go. Like, this shit is so layered. It's like an onion.
You know, speaking of that, what you just said, did you see what just happened recently with Ellison's?
I heard Netflix backed out the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now another super merger that they did, where it is one family, basically, I mean, what at this point are controlling something like 50% of the media?
It's a monopoly, y'all.
That shit used to be illegal. I mean, we went way past the Teapot Dome.
This shit's sad.
Willie, let me know if you want to come up. Let me know. I'll put a link out there for you.
Hey, Willie. Yeah, this shit's fucking sad. Like, damn, without dancing, came back, took a nap, woke up, World War III. Gosh almighty. Damn. Trump really got us in this shit, too. I just want to know what MAGA's thinking. Like, where they at? Because it seems kind of quiet. It's a
You
little
you
quiet.
haven't you haven't seen what MAGA been saying?
No.
Many of them, I didn't vote for this. I didn't see this coming. I mean,
Yes, you
we
did.
voted for the peace president.
No, you didn't.
No. In fact, I'm gonna try to see if I can find what some of the MAGA or some of them are defending this. Like here,
They need to send I told y'all before. They need to round up the MAGA people and send them first.
hell, I'd be happy to see this one go first. Let me put it on the screen. This one can go
Is it the
first.
one that made it this record?
Send this one first.
Yeah. Yes.
And go send what's his name? Netanyahu's son. Go send his punk ass first. Hold on a second.
Anyway, guys, this shit's fucking depressing. Even if we already called it, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those moments where it's kind of like, damn, I really hope this does not happen. And then sure enough, like lo and behold, it's fucking happening. Like, there's no way around this one now. We done fucked up, killed Iran's leader and shit, minding the business that does not pay us.
Mm-hmm.
And then involving us in Israel shit. Like, them niggas never, ugh.
Yeah, let me hop back to there and show more of what was. Oh, this is my For You. Next on it, got Jake Shields here. Who do you think Jake Shields voted for?
MAGA.
Yep. RIP to the Americans that died because Trump F little girls with Epstein. That's what he got to say. Let me skip. Let's see. I don't know. I'm being a little risky right now, even just scrolling down the screen and on Twitter, because you never know what the hell. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't think that's appropriate to show that. Oh, okay. It's AI. I will say, don't go into detail.
Ooh. I know North Korea itching to push that button.
They probably like, yo, as long as they're not messing with me right now. Yep. We went after all of them. Man, who created this one? You seeing this? Who created this one? There's America Stood. Man, who created this one? Oh, man. They threw the Dean brothers in there, too. They went in after them. I mean, let me drop this off the screen for a moment. I think Nature Boy, he was having some, it looked like he was having some technical difficulties. Yeah, that's, you have some of MAGA who's against it, and then you got some of MAGA who's like, oh, I didn't vote for this. But you got some of them who were like, you know, we have to do this because this is the same crap like after 9/11. It's just we have more people who are against it. But this is the same contingent, which I honestly, at this point, I think most of these people are either one, grifters, or two, bots. I would make a strong. Oh, sorry,
we gotta worry about the weapons of mass destruction.
Mm-hmm.
What? Where? North Korea can't wait to tear our asses up. I know they itching to whoop our asses. Me being a person that has a quick temper and quick to put my hands on people, I can only imagine. I know Vladimir and oh boy, North Korea. I know how I get when I be ready to touch a motherfucker. Like, oh, I can't wait till we get to the same spot at the same time. I'm gonna light their ass the fuck up. I know they waiting. Oh my God, they waiting to blow us the fuck up.
Now, I don't know if I should show this one or not, but it says, I'll just show y'all. Fuck it, why not? Go on ahead, show everybody. Sorry. Let me mute this and take it back to the beginning. For the MAGA voters who up there, oh, I didn't know he'd do this. Oh, slow ass people. This is many of them. Oh, there we go. Let me bring Dave to the screen first. Our good brother and colleague, Nature Boy himself.
What happened, y'all? Sorry about being late, man. What's up, dog?
No.
How you doing?
I saw you having some technical difficulties, so hey, no worries, brother. Glad you're here. Glad you're safe. For those who don't know, he was down there where all the shit was popping off, with El Mencho being taken out.
Yeah, I was my 2-day escape from Puerto Vallarta, man. It was quite the adventure, dude.
I bet. Make you not want to go back to Mexico for a while.
Oh, hell no, man. I can't wait to get back there, dude.
Oh, really? Well, yeah. I did hear a lot of people say that they made it seem worse than it was. Like when they were yanking people out of the vehicles, they weren't trying to hurt nobody. They were just trying to cause disruption.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The battle was between the government and the cartel. More or less, it was just two governing bodies having a conversation. There was violence, and it did get violent in some places. Mm-hmm. There was an Australian couple from our convention that were in a taxi cab. They got pulled over, and they shot the taxi cab driver in the head, pulled them out, and set the car on fire, and they lost everything, including passports, money, everything. But they weren't the targets. If they were the targets, they would have either been killed or kidnapped. But so I mean, there was violence where I was at. It wasn't. I was in a working class neighborhood, and if you didn't watch the news media or see the fires from a distance, you really wouldn't even know anything was going on at the time. It was quite the adventure, brother.
So it was kind of like the protests here in LA.
Hey, less fires, less buildings were burned. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Probably about the same amount of people got killed, civilians. Yeah, man. I didn't even know this shit was going on. I went on a day trip the day before this little beach town, about 45 minutes up north. That was just the most picturesque beach town you've ever seen in your life, man. And plan was to get up early in the morning, get back to town, pack up, catch my flight, and fly home Sunday, right?
Right.
And halfway through the drive, had to go through the mountains, which was a beautiful drive. Taxi cab driver hands me his phone, and it's got a bunch of pictures about what's going on in Spanish news thing. And he just said, muy malo, very bad. I went, El Cartel? He's like, see. And as soon as we dropped into town in PV on a main highway, there's a burnt up car surrounded by about 20 military cops, all armed to the teeth, razor's edged. Got back to the hotel room, kind of started assessing what's going on, talking to people who spoke Spanish, some people that were from the area. And once I ascertained that, okay, it's between two governing bodies having a conversation. I'm not the target.
Yeah.
Then it was a matter of, my only real concern was, okay, now I need to get enough food and water to last me a couple of days. And pretty much did that about 3 PM. I was exhausted from not sleeping the night before and worked my ass off for a week. And laid down and woke up 10 o'clock next morning and slept through all the shit, man. It's quite the adventure.
Well, just glad that you're okay,
Thanks, Will. Yeah. It's bad choices make good stories, and boy, do I have a lot of good stories.
I hear that.
So how y'all doing, man? This Iran shit's crazy. I've been following it today, and I went on Sibel Ebbins' show. She got a live chat and asked her about this. And the Straits of Hormuz officially is closed, which in my profession, because I'm in the fuel industry, Lord knows, I know tomorrow's going to be crazy because we're probably looking at the price of fuel doubling. I'm taking a guess. I mean, it pretty much did when the Ukraine shit kicked off a few years ago when Putin went into Ukraine. Yeah, this is even worse. You're talking 20% of the world's oil supply. Not to mention every other thing that's going through there. Yeah. So if you got to buy anything, buy it quickly, because there's going to be major disruptions in the supply chain. Even if this just de-escalates, say a week from now, they says, okay, you can take out this Iran. Okay, we're going to take out this U.S., Israel, and they settle it in the back channels. It's still going to cause a nice ass ripple effect in it.
Yeah, I just got a feeling that this ain't going to end just as quickly as the reason why is, well, it all depends, because it depends on how whoever takes over, how cool of a head that we have coming in, because I can't speak for them, but I just know if it's me, even if I dislike the supreme leader, just the disgrace of that you guys were able to walk into my territory like that and violate us to that level. There got to be some get back. There got to be some retribution. And sometimes you learn that, hey, in a fight, I'm gonna take the losing end of this beating, but I gotta force and command and demand respect. And I'm telling you, if it's me, Israel gotta pay a price. Israel, I need to see bodies dropping if I'm somebody who's over there. And at that point, I don't even care about military strategic targets. You're going to feel pain.
From the reports coming out, Jerusalem's getting hit, Tel Aviv's getting hit. Other places are getting hit, and they're getting hit pretty hard. So hopefully this is just just the governing bodies of countries talking to each other in a violent way, and it might escalate. But what's in my gut is this might be the beginning of the balloon going up, brother. And you and I know with the military, when that balloon goes up, you ain't going to control the consequences. And shit gets out of control real quick. And in our modern day warfare, drones and bombs will start dropping on our shores. And that's what a lot of people who are the Fox News, go out there, take out them goddamn Iranians. America, boy. Welcome to that bullshit. They don't understand that, motherfucker, the shit breaks out and bombs are going to be raining over your house. You want to see what it's like? Go look at Tel Aviv right now. Go look at Gaza. Look around the world to the technology we're using over there. That will be used here. And I don't want to live in a world like that, man.
Well, think even before it gets there, they got measures to hit us even before it gets to that level that I think it'll sting most Americans even more. All they got to do is take out the refineries in Saudi Arabia. We'll feel it then. We will really feel it, because with the closing of the straits, that delays the pipeline for a while. You shut down those refineries in Saudi Arabia, you are about to massively screw. You're about to massively screw with the petrodollar.
Yeah, well, the petrodollar is non-existent, but what's left of it, the petrodollar is only held up, by our military might, in a sense.
True. But if you don't have that fig leaf of the refineries and that, we're getting oil from all these other countries, then it all starts to fall apart. Because, I mean, in all honesty, we're getting most of our oil out of Canada anyway. But that whole appearance of, but also think about it. It'll mess up the supply lines, because we won't be getting stuff in because a lot of other countries depend on Saudi oil still.
Right. So all the cheap import shit that we've become addicted to is no longer going to be there. Oh, you want your $29 bag chair at Walmart? Well, if you could find it, it's now $350.
Yeah,
Yeah, boo.
that's
That's
Okay.
crazy.
yeah, that's where I think where they're gonna kind of start hitting us first. And then speaking on the military side of it, as far as the interceptors, I mean, coming into this, we were already down 25%.
Yeah,
I mean, and the way capitalism works, capitalism is so delayed because we don't live in a supply and demand capitalism. We live in supply side.
Hmm.
And so in supply side, they build up the bulk and then just sell off the bulk.
Mhm.
And they don't necessarily replenish at the same level. With supply and demand, you need to have, a manufacturing base that you can pump up real quick if
Yeah.
the demand flies up. We don't have that. We just have, okay, we're just going to send you 10 of, let's say, what, my little droppers right here.
Yep.
We're going to send you 100 of these a week for your store. That's the supply. And we only sell, say, 20 of them a week. We got 80 sitting there, and each week 80, 80, 80, 80, and our supply stays high at a certain level, or our back stores stay, but we're only getting that 100. Well, what happens when all of a sudden now there's a rush, 500 of them get bought up? Well, we're only getting 100 more coming, because that's how the supply chain is. It's not able to pump up like that because of the way the supply chains are. And I think that's where it's going to hurt Americans more than anything.
Yeah.
Because once those things start to slow down, I mean, we saw what happened with COVID.
Toilet paper. I was thinking the same thing when you were saying that story. It's just like, you want to see that in real time. Just look at the toilet paper scandal of COVID.
You know that the UK, they literally don't have there's not one manufacturing that makes toilet paper in the UK.
Really?
All of their toilet paper is imported. I learned that during Brexit. I was like, are you fucking serious? Are you literally shitting me? I mean, there's no toilet paper made in there. Granted, we do have a couple of manufacturing bases here, but it's not nearly enough to keep up. But that's when you find out what stuff that we depend on other countries for. Because remember when all the hospitals needed the 1095 masks and they couldn't get them, and then they lied. Yeah, they lied to everybody and just told them to wrap any kind of fucking rag around your face and hey, go out there
with a diaper. And with that as a side note, I was a chemical weapons guy in the Army, so we took our mass technology very seriously, right? And to see these morons, a fucking face diaper that they just pulled off out of their fucking nasty purse, walking around with it day after day. I'm like, do you realize if you swab that and put that in a petri dish, what the fuck would come out of it? And then two, there's no effectiveness in 95s, no effectiveness. Nothing. It literally are completely ineffective. And people are walking around feeling righteous that they're actually doing something to benefit humanity. So sorry, I went on that little rant, but
no.
Supply chain.
Right.
And then a lot of our supply chains now, because we don't have much manufacturing here, and we have just-in-time supply. So, instead of having we need 50 SKU on there, we have regular deliveries, like you said, of 3 or 4. All right, well, great. We're not going to be able to get that supply chain for another 6 weeks, and you got 3 SKU to last you 6 weeks. Have fun with that.
Yeah.
Because
that was the point I was overall bringing up, just the fact of the supply chain. Because for instance, like at my job, when I was still working in the warehouse, we would use it, especially dealing with like fiberglass.
Yeah,
because it does help prevent some of that fiberglass getting in. And I don't know anybody who's worked with it, gotten that crap in the back of your throat. Fucking horrible.
N95s are very effective. Anything for things like that and dusty environments, they're effective. But they don't do nothing for a virus.
No. I use the comparison. It's literally like it's literally like air going through a chain link fence.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, is some of the air hitting the fence and not necessarily going through? Yeah, but most of it's going around the folds in the fence. My point, I guess, was more to just bring up the supply chain in general. Like, for instance, when they needed ventilators,
Yeah.
they didn't have ventilators. There's a lot of things that they didn't have. When people wanted to get more disinfectants and stuff like that, which any of those things, COVID aside, you need that for the simple cold, flu, germs, just in general.
Mhm.
And you know, and it showed real quickly how many things that we're not able to get at a moment's notice if the supply chain
Yeah.
shuts down.
Think about it from a military hardware standpoint, right? All the chips that we rely on that are made in Taiwan and around the world, which are so integral in our advanced systems. We don't make that shit here. Are you kidding me? There might be some limited manufacturing, but if we get in a real time war, especially with like a China and they take over Taiwan, we can't get replacement parts or parts to build our advanced weapons. We're going to be in a real hole. Here's another thing, supply chain. Okay. It's like 20+% of all Americans are on some type of antipsychotic SSRI drug, right? That's just all made in China, homeboy. Okay. Now, what if China says, screw you guys, no more SSRIs for you?
Yeah.
20 to 25% of our fucking population will literally go through withdrawals and be losing their shit.
Yep.
Because we all know those things are hard to get off. And if you cut cold turkey, your mind just gets fractured. And now we got 20-25%, a bunch of whacked out fucking junkies walking around. Holy shit. And then think about other medical supplies that are made over there. The common drugs that are helping people have, stay alive. That shit gets cut off. Yeah, we're in a world of shit. And that's just one spoke, what we're talking about, Marcus, of a greater wheel of the supply chain. And then the supply chain is just one spoke and greater wheel of this war. Yeah. That people aren't thinking about what's happening or what can happen in a holistic manner. They're only looking at one little spoke, like patriotic America. Hey, baby, go get me some Domino's right now. What do you mean they're $70 a pizza? Well, give me a 6-pack. What do you mean that's $150 for a 6-pack? Well, goddamn. They don't think about that until say what?
Is you quitting or are you buying? One of the two. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm so glad I forget that, Dave in the military, his expertise goes to that first example I brought up. So it was kind of a perfect alley-oop. But like mine goes into like weaponry. And I'm telling you, the Iron Dome, as it gets, as it gets depleted more and more and more, because they know that the U.S. could only keep this up for 7 to 10 days.
Yeah.
If I'm Iran, I'm pretty sure that they know the stuff that I'm about to say. But if you really, really, really wanted to, go, for lack of a better term, balls to the walls, you take out the refinery. Well, they've already done the first step, shut down the Strait of Hormuz.
Yep.
Next thing, you take out the Saudi oil fields. The reason why people are like, why are they attacking Doha and all these other places? Because they're not what you think. This isn't about just attacking tourism, which it does facilitate that also. But we got embassies and we got important people making decisions and stuff like that, which they're sending a message to these people. Also, the next thing is you hit I would hit 2 bases in particular. In these 2 bases, I would obliterate if I was them. And they do have the ability to do it. One is a little tougher because of the distance, but Bahrain is one of the first ones. Bahrain, because you got to take down their refueling. You got to take out, because that's where they're refueling out. When they're not on the carriers, that's where these carrier groups are going to have to go to be able to resupply and do all these things. The only other place that they're getting it from is like Jordan. Jordan and Bahrain are the 2 ports that they're going to weigh on the heaviest. The next one would be Sigonella, where I was stationed at, which that's you're not going to be able to really touch them, so you leave that one alone. but you make it a choke point that they have to get everything from basically Sigonella, or branch out to the other bases even further away. So you slow down their supply lines. So back to what we were talking about with the supply lines.
Right.
Next thing I would do is Diego Garcia, which I don't know. I think people have recently just heard about Diego Garcia, but I know about it because I've been to Diego Garcia. And I won't explain why or what reasoning, but people who've been there, they know. But Diego Garcia is a place where it deals with a lot of surveillance. That's not the only thing they do, but it is a place that has to do with surveillance, and that's how they're able to keep eyes as far as United States. Yeah, right, exactly, Chris. They host the U.S. Fifth Fleet. Wait a minute, do they? Was it the fourth or the fifth? I can't remember. Either way, they do host one of those. But if you take out their communications and intelligence in Diego Garcia, and you shut down their supplying and resupplying out of Bahrain, it makes it even harder. And then with United States already at 25% of interceptors, and then think about how much weaponry that we've already sold to sold or given, with this whole Russia-Ukraine thing. We're not doing well as far as our stockpiles.
No,
and so
no, we're not.
You could push America to a breaking point where it's going to be really hard for them to protect Israel. And with Israel's interceptors and stuff, once they start, running out, I would set all my aim with hope. If Hezbollah still has any kind of steam, taking out those batteries. If you take out the rest of those batteries, now you leave that country wide open to just be launched on all day long, and you can hit any target you want. Because
that's a dangerous game, because they have the Samson option, whether they exercise it or not. Anybody out there?
I motherfucking test them, because at this point, this is what they want to. Their goal, Israel's goal, and what Israel's goal has always been, is to basically take them back to the Stone Ages.
Yeah.
So if that's the game you want to play, and hey, we both going down.
Yeah, and the thing about the Samson option is just not like we're going to nuke Iran. We're going to nuke New York, Paris, Berlin, along with Tehran, Afghanistan, Beijing. So it's kind of like a no-win bargain, because if you don't support them for whatever they're going to do at all costs, then you're going to get taken out along with the other one. I mean, from a psychopathic, militaristic standpoint, it's brilliantly evil, but it's just that. There's a lot of things that I could see, a lot of patterns out there I'm starting to see forming that could be very catastrophic. And, I just hope that greater and more sensible minds might actually come to the table. But seeing that it's the psychopaths that are running the world, and the psychopaths have their hands on the levers of power, I don't have a lot of hope. I mean, really, because look at just what Orange Jesus is doing, the anti-war president. We're going to arrest all the pedophile bullshit, right? He's up there. Whatever Bibi wants, Bibi gets. If you want us to nuke him, fuck it, we'll nuke him.
People who've been listening to me for some years, they know what I've been saying. I've been telling people that this was coming for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to go into why I believe that necessarily, but I've been saying it. And I've been saying that this is how it was going to go down. People were talking about World War III was going to be Russia, Ukraine. I was like, no, it's not. It all starts with one place, because the reason why I knew it wasn't going to be Russia, Ukraine is, and I hear like the Pierce Morgans making the argument like, well, you know, if Russia even used a nuke on Ukraine, that we would all have, like, you know, Article 5 would have to go down. I'm like, you are out of your mind if you think the United States is about to jump in war with Russia over Ukraine.
No.
That's just not happening. But America will risk it all for Israel.
Exactly.
And so just understanding that, I knew what was going to be the tip-off point. It's the person who has their fingers in every, you know, in everything. They got their hand in all the pies, and it ain't Russia.
No, Russia's just a player, as is Israel, because ultimately, as much as public power they have, everybody's got a boss. Everybody answers to somebody. So the Putins of the world answer to somebody. Netanyahu answers to somebody. And you go higher up that pyramid of power, the people they answer to get less and less and less. So what's happening now, in my opinion, one man's humble opinion, and what we're seeing now are the beginnings of the final manifestations of plans that have been in existence for hundreds, if not potentially thousands of years. And what these plans mean for the average person like you and I is not good. Not good at all.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm kind of curious. I mean, I don't want to keep going and not add Till in there. I'm feeling a little bad.
I know, man. What's up with my page? She's all being quiet and shit. I don't mean to suck the air out of the room, baby doll.
But I want to say one thing real quick, and then I promise I'll shut my mouth for a while and let Till just take over.
Yeah.
Because I kind of stand alone in my perspective on how a lot of these things are going. I know that I see Hamza and Yonina are on the same page. They're like, oh, they're all connected, and I see things slightly more complex than that. And I know even within our community, I kind of have a little bit of an outlier position. I believe, yes, Israel does have a boss, but at the same time, Israel is on the same team of the main boss. They're the one that the main boss is. Everything they're doing is for Israel, so it's kind of one and the same. Now the people who are moving these things, that they're sitting behind the scenes and they're allowing, you know, all of these other world leaders, and they're allowing, you know, they're allowing the Netanyahus and all these other people to kind of run the agenda from the front.
Right.
But at the same time, it is Netanyahu's boss, but at the same time, if he was in their position, he would be trying to do the same damn thing. So it's kind of one and the same.
Yeah.
Because he's one of those people who completely is, you know, being in the military, when you're completely bought into the system, you know, you're lockstep, you know, he's just gun ho for this situation. That's how I see it. Now, where I see the difference, where a lot of people say, well, they're all in on it. I don't think that these other world leaders are gun ho. I think that they basically kind of have a gun to their head, and they're facilitating certain amounts of the agenda, but at the same time, they're all looking for their opening on when they can get out from under, you know, the boss. You know, I mean, think about it. If you have a work environment where a lot of people are unhappy with how the job is going, they're all either looking to find a new job or create their own new company. And I definitely believe that that's what's going on, in a sense, because just because I do agree that there is somebody who's kind of behind the scenes controlling mostly everything, I don't feel like that person has been controlling these. Well, I'll say these people have been controlling everything the whole time. They may have been doing it for probably easily the last 1,000 years, but I think over the course of history, they weren't the ones who were always the one who was the hegemon running things. And at some point, people always get dethroned and a new empire rises up. And because I go back to, I don't believe that the people who are doing this and running things were the same people that were running things during the Persian empires or the Greek empires. I feel like maybe they started to dip their toe in around the period of the Renaissance. That's about when they started to get, they started to get their hooks into power and devise their networks all throughout and their blackmail schemes and all that stuff. But there was all empires come to an end at some point. And I mean, I don't know if you've seen it. Let me see if I can find literally one of the Rothschilds was on Twitter, like really like
breaking ranks type of a thing, or
like running his mouth.
Ooh, well, he might just his Learjet just might crash in the side of a mountain.
Well, this goes to what I've been saying for the longest. When you get further and further from the source of the one who set everything up and created it, you start to get a little full of yourself that that we can say what we want to and do what we want to, and nobody can stop us.
Yeah,
and when you get hubris. That nobody stop us, exactly that hubris, you find out while the generations before you sat in the shadows in the first place, because they at some point had that hubris and got slapped down and it bit them in the ass. But you're so far removed away from that and have no memory of what that's like to be slapped down, you're starting to feel yourself a little too much.
I agree. I mean,
I land my plane there. I'm done.
I'll do a quick sum. Then I'll shut my mouth too, because I want to hear that beautiful voice of you there, darling. Mm-hmm. Is that the plan's not going to work? Okay, these people think that they have it lock stock, but it's not. It's going to fail miserably, and something else will come out of that, the ashes, if you will, not to make a Phoenix reference. It's my belief that what will come out, the greater good will eventually prevail. Although there's going to be a lot of darkness coming up before that light comes, because these psychopaths, regardless if they're going to fail or not, they're going to pull the fucking levers. They're going for it. We can see it right before our very eyes. And I hope that I make it through. I really do. If I don't, well, I've had a good run in this cosmic spacesuit of mine. Really want to hang around in it a little bit longer, but if I got to go, I got to go. Hopefully it's quick. I live in between two decommissioned Air Force bases. So if you're going to fucking nuke them, I'm prime. I wouldn't even know what's coming, man. Just flash a light, boom, I'm gone.
I know I said I'll land my plane, but since you asked that, I'll ask one quick question.
What's that?
Do you believe that if nukes are exposed, that it goes to only option is mutual destruction, or do you believe it's a possibility that it's not a mutual destruction?
I mean, mutual destruction, if you're talking about the elimination of all life on Earth in that hypothetical situation.
Yeah, because how some people will say, well, if Russia launches, then US, and then boom, and then boom, and then boom. That's what some people say. But I also believe that there are realities where nukes can be launched on one of the superpowers and they can be stopped from having a response.
Potentially. I mean, another thing to throw into the mix, and I'll shut up on this because this is a deep rabbit hole. What if they bust out all those high-tech weapons they ain't telling us about? Space weapons, but all this shit that we don't even know exists and most people cannot conceive of. What if they all said, hey, man, it's out, boom, bring in the big guns. And that all land my plane.
Hey, population control, testing out new shit. I'm with it all. I really am. I do believe that, like, whatever they got up their sleeve, they get a chance to actually see if that motherfucker worked. Then again, they might just be itching to blow some niggas up. I don't know. Because I know, like I said, I know I be itching to get somebody an ass whooping. So I can only imagine. This is crazy, y'all. But once again, going down to concentration camp 6,
Yeah, but I mean, I get you say you don't know, but I mean, I just want to know. I want to hear like your thoughts, like your theories, because I mean, when it comes down to it, do any of us really know? I mean, we could all have what we consider an educated guess, but I'm just curious, like where are you seeing this too?
I think I told everybody last year, y'all should start learning Russian. Then I said, take that back. Y'all might want to learn Mandarin. At this point, I don't know. Maybe y'all might need to find religion at this point. Because like I was talking to somebody else and I was like, damn, they declared war right during Ramadan. Like, like they did this during Lent. Israel. Ain't y'all niggas supposed to be like, I don't know, eating your little ass gefilte fish and sitting your ass the fuck down right now? It's Lent. It's Ramadan. These niggas don't give a fuck about nothing, like at all whatsoever. Not saying that there's fairness in war, not saying that there's like rules that you should be following. But at the end of the day, like you blew these people's shit up during Ramadan. I just hope they blow their asses up. I do. Cause like now we're about to see that whole, remember when we was like, oh my God, they were dipping bullets in pig lard and shooting motherfuckers. Well, what now? It's Lent and Ramadan going on. Lent, Ramadan, and the Chinese New Year. By the way, where the fuck is China at this time? Minding their motherfucking business. They just had a New Year. They need to chill out. But all of these things started at the same time. Lent started, Ramadan started, Chinese New Year all started on the same day. And two of them religions is having an issue right now. And it's
you got to remember, Lent is for Catholics, not them. They don't.
Oh shit, you're right. You're right. That's Catholic shit. They don't give a fuck about Jesus. No wonder Israel out here blowing people the fuck up.
Well, there's also Passover, which is the Jewish holiday. I think it's associated with it, isn't it?
Yeah, but Passover is not. It hasn't come yet.
It's not here yet.
What is coming up is Purim. Purim is coming up.
It's Purim.
I'm trying to remember what do they associate Purim? I think is Purim Day of Atonement. I'm trying to think.
Shit, they got a lot of shit to atone now.
Yeah, I think Purim is Day of Atonement. Which let me see. I'm gonna look it up because my memory is blanking. I don't always remember their terms. Let's see, Purim. So commemorate salvation of the Jewish people in ancient Persia from Haman's plot to destroy them, is told. No, it's not Day of Atonement, but it's basically like celebrating. It's celebrating them getting out of Persian captivity. And I think this is possibly why they wanted to do it now, to try to hurry up and do it before. I said last week that they definitely would want to do it right in the height of Ramadan. You know why? Because it's the ultimate disrespect.
Yes.
It is the ultimate fuck you. Yeah.
Thank you. Like,
one of your holiest holidays, I want to attack you during that.
While you're fasting from sunup to sundown.
Yep.
While you're not even supposed to be engaging in this type of vibe. We're gonna make it so that you can't even enjoy what you're supposed to be doing during your holy month.
But you also got to keep in mind, Till, Netanyahu's not religious.
No, none of them are. They're atheists. They're actually occultists, if you ask me.
Yes, they are.
Yep.
So in a sense, they are religious, but not in the ways they're perceived to be.
Yeah, I think I read something that easily, like, I think like 80% of the population of Israel is, 80% of the Jewish population of Israel is non-religious.
I mean, look at, I think Herzl, the guy that started Zionism in the 1800s.
Oh yeah, he was an atheist.
He was an atheist in what was it, 32nd degree. And if he's in the York Rite, that's the top of the line And no, the Scottish Rite, I think, is 32nd, and then the York is 33, one of the two. So he was,
He was
Luciferian.
at the top. Yeah.
When you get to that level, you are straight up a Luciferian. And so, yeah, I could see how, let's just say the devil's plan is starting to work itself out through a certain country and a certain foreign government on the Mediterranean.
Well, I think what they're trying to do, well, this is like, I'll be careful how I place my words, because I know I got a lot of people who hate to hear Bible stuff. I get it. But whether you believe in the Bible or whether you believe that, I say whether you believe in the Bible or not is kind of irrelevant. If either a Bible prophecy is coming true or they're trying to manifest biblical prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
So the biblical prophecy, which I'm talking about, is talking about the Battle of Armageddon or the Battle of Armageddon.
Mm-hmm.
And they believe that that has to happen to ensure the Messiah. So you have the Christian fundamentalists who are in power right now, who are trying to push that Christian Zionists. And then you have the Ben Gavirs, who are, the hardcore Jewish Zionists, who are trying to, yes, they're accelerationists. Exactly. They are trying to push for prophecy, biblical prophecy. Mm-hmm. And that biblical prophecy basically is the third woe, or the third destruction, or world war. Right. And in that, it talks about the Euphrates drying up, which the Euphrates has already dried up. I don't know if that was natural, God-made, or if man-made it happen, but I can tell you it's dried up. It talks about, the countries being involved. Mm-hmm. And one of the countries being involved, it talked about Persia, which Persia is Iran. Mm-hmm. It eventually does start talking about Moab, not Moab, but I can't remember what it's called. I'm blanking on their names right now. But it basically talks about Russia being involved. Mm-hmm. And China, it kind of alludes to them a little bit, but they're going to kind of, sit on the sidelines. And all of that is in the Bible. It's literally in the Bible. Now, thank you, Yonina. Gog and Magog.
There you go.
Which Magog is the place and Gog is the leader of Magog. Okay. And what that's talking about is when they will come in and involve. Now, how they see it is their understanding of it is a little bit different than the way I understand it, because I'm like, if y'all are reading this, y'all kind of reading this backwards. Y'all are skipping some steps, but I've talked to many rabbis and they're not very good with eschatology anyway. So it doesn't surprise me that they're misunderstanding some steps. It's kind of weird how the prophecy that's being pushed for is a New Testament biblical prophecy in a sense, but they don't believe in the New Testament. I mean, technically you do have some of that's talked about in Isaiah and Ezekiel and other places, but this is basically almost like pushing towards a Christian fundamentalist understanding of eschatology, if that all makes sense.
No, it does, because you brought a good point. Whether what was written was true prophecy or whether this is a blueprint for these psychos to carry out their plans, mm-hmm. regardless, of those two issues, what was written thousands of years ago is playing out to a T right now before our very eyes. Mm-hmm. Which tells me that there's a lot of credence to those words and those writings. And I think that we need to take heed of it. For one, it gives you kind of an outline of what's going to come, so you can start filling in what's going on and help with fear out of ignorance. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And, it not only do we have the Bible, another thing that when I was in high school, I did a term paper on was Nostradamus. Mm-hmm. And what Nostradamus says about right here is pretty much matching. I mean, he really called it. They'll say, like, here's an example. In the 80s, Well, here's what Nostradamus says. He says eventually America and Russia will become allies, like the barrel, lack of a better term. So in the 80s, during the height of the Cold War, I used to think it was a good party trick, going, "Hey man, you know it's got something that's gonna blow your mind." What's that, dude? Us and Russia are become allies. No way, fucking commies. And then the wall falls, and all of a sudden we start building close relationships.
Mhm.
Right? That's what he talked about. But he said that'll be short lived. And
And it
eventually,
was.
what's going to happen is that the Middle East, the dragon, and Russia, wherever referred to it, will become an allegiance, and it'll be them against the West. And now we're starting to see those patterns and those blocks click in, if you will. So I give a lot of credence to what's being said in the past. Now, ultimately, when in reference to prophecy, what I'm really kind of keeping my eye out, especially these missile attacks, is, and it's not a matter of if, I think it's a matter of when, one of them bad boys lobs itself on the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Kaboom!
Oh, it's only a matter of time before that happens.
They got the third temple already prefab, pre-built. They got the cow. And when that goes out, I know straight up that third temple's coming in.
Well, I mean, for those who don't know about this and have been following this side of it, they already have their believed Messiah there. They've already got their cows for the sacrifice of the third temple.
Mm-hmm.
They already have all their designs built for the third temple. All they need, according to their checklist or bingo for end times prophecy. I'm talking about within Judaism,
right?
Or within I would say the Chabad Lubavitch form of Judaism.
Magic.
Exactly.
Babylonian Black Magic book. Yeah, that one.
Mm-hmm. Their version is, we need to have our Messiah, we need to have the cows, we need to have our land, we need to have the war, and then everything will fall into place after that.
Right.
And all they need right now is, because this is how they see it, as long as Iran is there, Iran gives cover to allies who would try to push back against them, trying to create the Greater Israel Project, which is the Nile to the Euphrates. So they feel like as long as Iran is there, Iran prevents them being able to take all of this land, all the way into Egypt, all of Saudi Arabia, all that. And I think that this is part of the plan. Now they'll say that, oh, well, Iran struck the mosque, while they just gone ahead and blow it up themselves and lie. And it also helps with the psychological propaganda battle, which they've been fighting with the Ellisons, with them buying up all of the telecommunications, and all these entertainment industries. Makes it hard to push back and have a narrative when they can shut down any dissent. And they have Unit 8200 literally, monitoring your comments and all that stuff like that, and shutting down channels right and left.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still surprised you're on YouTube, dude.
I know some of the stuff that I say and talk about openly.
Yeah, exactly, man. I keep forgetting you're on YouTube, so I don't want to get your ass kicked
I don't
off.
care. I say it. I mean, I know it eventually it'll come, and then I'll pop up a channel talking about music videos. I don't know. I'm saying, but
on Rumble, man. So at least on the time being.
Well, I just come to the conclusion that what's going to happen is going to happen. I think that they don't really worry about me because I don't pop into the algorithm, and so they know that you have to almost be looking for me, or somebody has told you about me for me to even pop up in your list. And they figure, oh, go talk to your small group of friends, and as long as you stay over there in that corner, then everything is fine. Now, if ever any chance that this channel hit let it hit 10,000, I guarantee you I would get a lot more heat.
It'd slap your ass down in a heartbeat. Same with me.
Hell, they're making sure I don't hit 1,000.
Oh, dude, I struggle to get followers on my Rumble channel. YouTube, or not YouTube, but X. Oh, dude, those guys fuck with me all the time. There's like a number I'll hit, subscribers, and then it's almost impossible to get over it because as I get 5 subscribers, they'll take 6 away. And I just bobble up and down in that region. My only other alternative is me to actually go out and get followers and to bring them in. But if I don't do that, even if I do that, they'll still knock them down. I got a hold on my account a few weeks ago for something like spamming or whatever. And, oh, here's a review. And I'm like, really? It's hard enough for me to get followers on here. And you just like completely killed any reach I could have. And then after a few days, like, well, we've determined that you did not violate the policies and you are human and welcome back to the community type thing. And I'm like, yeah, that might work on your average dumbass, but it doesn't work on me. I kind of know the game, don't like the game, but fuck it. If I don't like the game and I don't like the rules, I ain't going to play it. So I'm still playing it. Yeah. But what other alternative is there? Because I
think for me, because the only, I think the hurdle a lot of times I kind of hold up with Rumble is I think I get a lot of pushback on racial stuff that I bring up and talk about,
Oh my God. Don't mention Teal's barbecue now, brother. Okay. Now that's hard R barbecue, brother. Can't talk about that.
Here's the crazy thing about it. I'll hear people say that, but I'm like, yeah, obviously, like where I grew up, mostly white people eat white people barbecue, black people eat black people barbecue. So it normally don't use like that. So the hard R barbecue, I don't even think I've even had it.
It's going to destroy racism by using racism because everything tastes better with a little bit of racism mixed in. Ain't that right, Teal? That's your saying.
That's Teal saying, yeah. But you got to remember, Teal grew up in Teal from the South.
Yeah.
A little different down there.
Oh yeah, my daddy lives in the South, and let's just say that he got a racist streak going in him. He's a good man, but everybody's got their shit. He's popped the word off, and I'm like, all right.
Well, where I grew up, it all depends on how you pop that word off. It's not necessarily the word itself, but how'd you use that? Because cats I grew up with, you get that what the 5 fingers say to the face where I grew up.
Yeah, man.
I mean, my uncle, for instance, he's won a couple barbecue competitions himself. So,
God, I'm here to tell you, man. Okay,
and that's that KC barbecue.
I'm not gonna get racist, but I'm gonna get racial, right? My favorite barbecue place. It ain't a white person in there except me. I want to hear. I'm like, yeah, no, I got the good shit. Y'all black folk got that barbecue fucking down. Shit falls off the roof. Now, hey, us white folk, I've had some kick-ass white folk barbecue, right?
Yeah, I have too.
But man, if I'm going to find a barbecue place, I'm going to find it run by a black family. In fact, my favorite used to be in the industrial part of Sacramento, and it was in this. It was an industrial like park, and it had this little restaurant. And you go in there, and pictures of blues artists and. I'm going through because I used to MC. I'm like, oh yeah, MC'd for him, MC'd for her. And they had a sign on the wall that says no marijuana smoke. No smoking, including marijuana. And I looked at him. I says, no, I got a question. Did people honestly sit down at your table and light it up? Like, no, but they'll be out in front or they'll bring it in here and shit. And I'm like, all right. And found my place, man. Found my place. But went out of business during COVID. So
COVID fucked a lot of people up.
50% of small businesses went out of business, man.
Yeah. Like where like honestly, for me,
right,
good white barbecue starts with Texas.
Yeah, dude.
It starts with the South. Now, I'm not saying that you can't get good white barbecue everywhere. And I'm a little skeptical in some other states than other, but I start getting down to the South. I don't know. The white boys cook a little different down there.
And them Texas boys, they cook a fuck mean barbecue, man.
Texas,
Mean.
Carolinas, places like that. Although I can't fuck with Carolina sauces, they on some bullshit with the mustard and stuff. I can deal with the molasses, but also Kansas, like I don't know. I guess maybe my taste buds, the kind of that Midwest to like Texas, that little strip right there. We prefer ours with a little bit of spice to it, a little kick. Whereas everybody else, they like they're a little sweeter. And I save my sweetness for my candy and desserts. I don't eat my food that way.
Yeah, a little bit sweet, a little bit spicy. It's a diverse world, brother.
Yeah, I get it, but I grew up on that KC barbecue where I'm used to it having a little ump to it.
I love that brisket, right? That just falls apart. You can eat it with a fork, and the flavor and the fat, and oh my god! I got a buddy who is a grill master, and unfortunately, he moved in Nevada after he retired because he's a smart man, got out of this crazy California state. But man, dude, he is a master chef, and he is barbecue. He's no bullshit, dude. You go out to his backyard, and he had just about every type of barbecue. He had, of course, the Weber. He had the Traeger. He had the gas grill. He had the big green egg.
The egg, yeah.
Oh, those eggs, man! If you know how to cook in those things, phenomenal food. Melt glass in them too. They can get them that hot, man. Yeah. See, I'm not a master barbecuer. I know how to cook a tri-tip. I can fry a burger, but when it gets into that, smoking it and wrapping it and doing everything to where you pull out that meat and it just falls apart.
That's something that I just learned recently. That's something where I can spot somebody who grills if they more than likely from California.
Yeah,
tri-tip. Well, I didn't know tri-tip is a cultural California thing.
No shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's Cali's, huh?
Hey. I realized I had never really had tri-tip till I got to the West Coast.
Yeah, good tri-tip, dude. I get my meat from it's all locally harvested. Oh, that didn't sound too good, did it? I'm doing this. It's harvested, and I've out there.
Look at Michael here. He said, "You guys keep talking about food. Now I'm gonna have to go cook supper."
Yeah, man.
But like, I guess the last thing I'll say on food, and I'm surprised our chef didn't weigh in. She probably,
I know, man.
She probably getting something prepared.
Yeah, I think she's out of the room right now.
But we used to have all the time like all these barbecue cook-offs. And like you have the Lenexa cook-off, the American Royal cook-off. And back in the day, you paid like $5-10 and you will walk in and just sample barbecue all day long, ribs, brisket. I don't eat pork anymore, but pulled pork. You'd have, your sausages there too. And then you'd have sauce competition, because in KC, it's not just about how good you season it, you cook, how well you cook the meat,
right? But
you have to have the sauce also. So all three parts are integral. You mess up on one, you screwed up in a Kansas City person's eyes, and a Texan, I would say. Texans and KC are big on all three. Got to hit all 3 points.
Sure.
Whereas a lot of other places, they might, good cut of meat, cook it well, season it well, but sauce might be a little whack.
Right. Yeah. Well, some places actually like to cook it dry without the sauce.
Well, yeah. A lot of Texas dry rub. I've seen. What was it? Memphis do a good dry rub. So all depends. All right. And Tendernism has gotten his own restaurant now, I believe, with Keith Lee. So shout out to him. That's a good thing. That's going to be a trip for a lot of people to want to take. But all right, I'll stop beating y'all up on the food tip.
Yeah, because my stomach's growling now, man.
Yeah, me too. But so let's get back a little bit to, because I had so much stuff actually prepared before this crap went down.
Yeah.
To talk about, and I was like, hey, actually, you know what? I'm gonna share one of them. I'm gonna share one of the things I had. Wesley said I had to take my vegan ass somewhere for a few minutes. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Tell me to reel it in. Wesley. I'm not trying to tempt you. but I started off a little rant about, the stupidity of some of our leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's imperative for me to show you guys this video. And it makes sense why the people like the Trumps move to the top, while we have idiots running us. Because the leaders only want the most corrupt people that they can put in power. Right. So let me show you guys this video.
All they ask is spatulas, because all they doing is flipping people, man.
Let me show you this video of Boebert. I don't know if you guys have seen it. This Lauren Boebert video.
Okay, was she getting stooped in a fucking in a theater again or something like that, man?
Well, I don't have that video, but I'm pretty sure it'll be on some platform eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see her having a future in that. But here we go.
And when the price of things is over
I'm sorry, he's asking her a question on what is inflation. Keep in mind, this is somebody's representative. So here, let me back it up. Yeah. So he's asking her about inflation.
What is inflation?
Well, inflation is when the price of things is over is too expensive because of the federal government really squandering the tax dollars. So you have the Green New scam, hundreds of billions of dollars spent there to provide affordable energy. And it was not affordable. It was never free. It was never discounted. That money was taken from the American people and forced into the system. This wasn't a free market.
Hang on. What is inflation?
Jesus.
Now, could you see that? Pierce was like, I don't want to embarrass her, but this bitch don't know what I'm talking about. She has no clue how to explain what it is.
No, it's a hidden tax, and it goes down to a fractional reserve system and the dissolution of the buying power by flooding the market with excess cash. That's pretty much inflation. It's not whether fucking the Democrats pissed a few $1 billion away. I mean, damn. And I'm just a regular schmuck, and I know that. This bitch is fucking stupid. Got rocking titties, though. I'll give you that. Rocking titties, but that's about only a compliment I can give her, and that's not a very good compliment.
Yeah, she had to jump to, let me bring up my propaganda
about
what it is instead of trying to explain what it is.
Well, that's what all these politicians do. They don't know anything, but they're trained in things like NLP and different types of propaganda. Don't ever answer a question. Answer a question with a question. Use logical fallacies, dance around the pin of truth. Every accusation is a confession type of thing. And this is just another example of it. I mean,
yeah, this showed me like, she really don't know how to. Till, what's your thoughts on that? I don't know. Is Till there?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No. Well, it showed me like, wow.
You know what that reminded me of?
This is really what we do. And I honestly spent more time analyzing Pierce because I'm like, so you can tell looking in his face, he obviously knows she's full of shit.
Of course,
she does not know how to explain this at all.
Right.
She completely, he thought he was just giving her, he was tossing her a little softball. Because at least in the UK, most of their politicians are actually educated. They do know what this is. That they are actually probably even worse because they know how corrupt they are. They know that they're lying to the people. In somebody like Boebert's case, she's just dumb. And a lot of these representatives are just dumb.
Tell you what, if she was ugly, she wouldn't be sitting. If that same person put her in another cosmic spacesuit that's ugly, she wouldn't be in that office.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we did have Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is acceptable. She ain't hot, but she's acceptable.
Oh, for Congress, she's a 5.
I'd give her a 6.5. I'm generous. Okay. She's around this. I'd give her about an 8, maybe. But what I'm saying is, it's about image, and It's not about truth with politics. It's about forming an image, package, a marketing package that you could sell to the public. And as long as the public buys it, right? Katie bar the door, you just won the lottery. Put the bitch in there, and then you just tell her what to say, and don't put her on Pierce and ask her a simple question. Oh boy, all of her handlers are probably shitting a pickle about now. Or the rest of them are like,
oh, I'm sure they got her off of there quick after that one. Well, no, probably not. They probably didn't rush her off because you saw he had the opportunity to jump down her throat and be like, and he does that for certain guests,
of course.
But he decided, I'm gonna cover for the little moron and protect her.
He's part of the system just as well. He's controlled opposition.
He's one of the worst.
Oh, totally.
He's one of the worst. He knows exactly what the hell he's doing. He knows when people are out there bullshitting, and he just, because he's partial and he's biased, but tries to pretend that he's not.
Sure. Like so many of the mainstream, the mammies, as I calls them.
Okay, the shucker the drivers, baby.
That's all they are, baby. Just shuckers and drivers.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna tell you what you want to hear so you can get your fucking silent or tacit consent. And then once you do that, you're like, yeah. It goes from before the election to after the election. That's it.
I figured I'll throw a little bit of comedy in here for y'all, and then before we get back to talking a little bit more on what we've been talking about with this horror, and because I like to just kind of take a little breather from it sometimes, because seeing a needless situation happen, even though I knew this situation was going to happen and many people have predicted this situation to happen, it's still no fun for it to actually happen, So figured, let me show y'all this. Well, I guess this isn't lightening the mood, but I want to show this kind of it to show that I'm across the board. I care about this. I don't only care about police brutality when it happens only to a black or brown person. I want to show this scene. It's pretty jacked up that I feel should be getting more attention that is not. Damn.
I'll be right back too. I'll be listening. Roll it.
Dang, why come it's not coming? Here it is. So let me put this on the screen. I don't know if y'all saw this. This is messed up. It says, and I'll put it on the screen in a minute. Hamilton officer suspended after surveillance video shows him handcuffing. Showed him throwing a handcuffed 62-year-old man head first into concrete, leaving him unconscious with a gash that required 14 staples. This could have broke his damn neck or fractured his skull. And it's all because he decides to mouth off to a cop. But I have a problem with police brutality no matter who it's done on. I'm not one of these people, you only care because he's a black man. No, I care when police do this shit in general. So let me show y'all this real quick. I mean, I watched the video. It had me pissed off.
Days after slamming a handcuffed inmate's head.
Sorry, let me put this on the screen full, and let me mute up and let you guys see it.
Hamilton police officer has been suspended for 20 days after slamming a handcuffed inmate's head into a concrete block wall. The incident occurred when Officer Heffernan transported a man, identified by police as Michael Yordi, to the jail after confirming the man had an outstanding bench warrant during a pedestrian stop. In the footage, Yordi was already handcuffed and appeared to be having a verbal dispute with the officer. Officer Stephen Heffernan repeatedly ordered him to sit down, but Yordi remained in the same crouched position. Heffernan suddenly stepped forward, grabbed his arm, and slammed his head directly into the concrete block wall. Then there's that female cop who didn't even look surprised. Medical evaluation showed no concussion, but the wound was so deep it required 14 staples to close.
No. Just fucking cops on power trips, man.
I'm like, this is some.
What do you expect when you look at who trains our police force? Just saying.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And Lord knows if he's on SSRIs or a hothead, what his IQ level is. We know that they don't like to hire smart cops anymore. People that can actually de-escalate a situation, that can read a room, that can use a little bit of discernment and do their job properly. Nah, they want the knucklehead filling full of steroids, SSRIs, and Lord knows whatever, and let them go out there and be a fucking thug.
Man, I miss the I miss the 90s in some points, because cops like this, just things would happen to them.
Well, that's kind of a shame.
Out there patrolling, and word gets out about Officer Hamilton, whatever, and just things start to happen to people.
I have a cop story. Now we're on the comedic thing. Back, I think it was the late 80s. It was a hot summer day. Me and my buddy were out riding our bikes, right, at a really nice 12-speed. So we're hauling ass through Lodi, California, and we come across to this 4-way stop, and there's nobody around. So we just blow right through it. Blow through another one. All of a sudden, this cop lights us up, dude. Lights us up. We're like, what the fuck? Out pops this cop. Gun-ho, everything chest out like we're criminals. And I'm kind of confused at first. And he's like, "You know why I'm pulling you over?" And I was like, "No, not really. You ran 2 stop signs. I know you ran a 3rd, but I didn't see it." Wow. And we're like, "Oh, okay." So I'm trying to be civil. My job is to get myself out of a ticket. This dude was a hothead. He was like a Barney Fife type mentality. And he ended up writing us a ticket. And as soon as he wrote the ticket, I started laughing at the fucker. I said, "Are you honestly going to write us a ticket?" I just started laughing in his face. So he wrote me the ticket.
No ice cream for anybody. No cool things for anybody. You know what I'm saying? No sprinkles on your Sunday no more.
No sprinkles on your Sunday, baby doll. No, man. It's a self-licking ice cream cone.
Sure.
So I get to work later on that evening, and I'm talking to my boss, and she says, "What's his name?" I said, "Fucking Crumb something." She says, "Oh, little Ricky Cromwell." I said, "Yeah, that's
damn." She knew exactly who it was.
She says, "Yeah, I went to school with him. He was the kid in school that everybody picked on. Everybody."
And it always is. It's always that one.
So its story continues on. Years later, he was on his motorcycle patrol, and he sees this. He does an illegal U-turn, hothead U-turn on Highway 12. And just as he does that and he guns it, an old man pulls out of the parking lot, right? And Cromwell fucking heads into him. And now that section of Highway 12 is now the Richard Cromwell Memorial Highway.
Wow.
Now, when I heard the news, there was no love lost for me. In fact, I kind of laughed, even though it was tragic. There was people that loved him that I'm sure were left behind, but fuck that motherfucker. He done did it to himself. And he wasn't such an idiot. That would have never happened. I've also got another cop. Lodi used to have in the 80s, there was no crime there. So the cops would do nothing except hassle you, right? And very little crime, not like today, but another one, there was this park ranger, and we used to literally call him Barney Fife because he had the gun here. So I'm out. I used to get off at 11:30 and stuff like that. So it's about midnight. I'm walking my dog in this park, and this fucking prick, I'm in the middle of the park, and there's this huge grass field. He stops on the street, hits me with a spotlight, right? Then the fucker drives up across the lawn to the middle of the park where I'm with my dog. And he starts giving me the fucking riot business. And I'm like, "Are you shitting me?" Just another example of fucking, he's still alive though. He didn't kill himself, but kind of wouldn't break my heart if he did. But, just fucking cops. And that's not all cops. My cousin's a sheriff. He's a good dude, right? He's the guy that shit's going down. You want him on fucking patrol. But he's also a sheriff. He's not a cop. And sheriffs are different than cops, So Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Well, depending on the city, because like for instance, when I lived in Jacksonville, theirs is reversed. It's
Yeah.
like JSO, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, is like how most police force are, how they are, the predominant, and then their police operate kind of like a sheriff does, because all of Jacksonville is just one giant county.
Mm-hmm.
And so the police force is actually bigger than the PD.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because like for instance, you have Jax Beach, Neptune Beach, Atlantic Beach, even Orange Park. All of that is all Duval County.
Yeah.
And so the sheriff he goes over all of this giant swath of area. Whereas most other places, the city might be broken into, it has big actual cities.
Yeah.
And, so you need a decent sized police force in those. And the sheriff is just handling like evictions and crap like that. Not in Jacksonville. It's like completely reversed. Like the police officers just handling the evictions and stuff like that.
Wow. See, it's different out here. They patrol the county and unincorporated, and their job is just it's basically crime. They don't do traffic stops, and rare exceptions, but we have a good constitutional sheriff. I don't know if it's constitutional. We've got a strong sheriff. An example is during COVID when Gavin Commie Nazi Newsom tried to make his giant decree of shutting everything down, and our sheriff with a bunch of other sheriffs all pinned a letter to him that pretty much just says, no, not in our county. We're not going to enforce it in our county, which was cool because in the cities, they're of course masked up and, oh, you need this, you need your papers to get in. You get out in the country, especially up starting in the foothills like Folsom, they didn't give a fuck. They didn't care about a mask. They didn't care about a card. Business was open. Come on in, y'all. So it was a real dichotomy of a paradigm, if that makes sense. And it's nice for me because I could kind of escape the madness. And plus, screw the city, man. I got a lot of criticism of the city, man. So
I understand. I mean, depending on where you live, it
depends on where you live.
Yeah, it all depends on where you live. I mean,
and
since I've lived in so many different places, I've gotten to see how different it could be from city to city. And it also makes a difference when you're in a place with a bunch of large cities versus places with mid-sized cities. A mid-sized city can be a little bit different, or you get those kind of down south cities where it's kind of a mix of, even the city is a little bit country. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're in like a Memphis or Nashville, and even like Atlanta to a degree.
When the sheriff's got a Widows and Orphans Fund, if you know what I mean.
I was going to show this one just so you can see how the Israelis are enjoying things. This is something that I saw.
Do tell. Let's see what the latest action is.
This was when when it all first kicked off. I saw this video and it infuriated me so much watching this. Now of course I'm going to hop into some live updates after that because I'm curious to see where we are right now. But here, let me show you this. So yes, if you couldn't get what was going on, they're all basically cheering and happy from their bunkers. This is them cheering on the bombing of Iran.
Wow. Some sick motherfuckers, man.
Mm-hmm.
And see, it's easy for them to do that in the safety of their bunker because they don't have to worry about it. Wait till they're out on the streets, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wait till they're out there in their homes and all of a sudden they get a nasty, massive barrage of missiles coming down on them. I think their tune will be a little bit different. They won't be so fucking happy.
Let me go find a couple. I got a couple other videos that I can show you. This was early on. That was early on how they were feeling about it. Oh, I have some other. Oh, sorry. Mute up. Mute that. There's some other videos that I saw where they're not quite as happy right now. So let me. What the heck is? Oh, that not showing that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Here's a good video to show you real quick. And this is just one of the first ones that popped up. Oh, there's more, but this is just one of the first ones that popped up. Let me put it back on the screen. Where did it go? Because this guy he doesn't look like he's the happiest right now.
This shit's getting real.
And that's just, I mean, there's so many videos that I've seen that's been coming out recently. Let's see, scroll down a little. And these are ones that are interceptors that hidden, but that is a direct strike.
Yeah. That's a lot of firepower raining down, man.
This is probably an old video.
Oh,
this is the one that I saw. This is recent. These people weren't Well, you see how many people left of those elderly people to fend for themselves?
Yeah, if your attitude changes when the shit gets real, don't it? You know, it's one thing to sit there and be in a bunker or to be in a safe situation and cheer on the war, but when that war comes dropping down on you, you ain't so fucking tough.
All I'm telling you, once that dome goes down and these ballistic missiles start striking it starts actually hitting, as they say, start hitting through to the bone.
Yeah.
Starts catching, and it'll start catching some of these people. And these casualties start going up. I guarantee you, a lot of this cheering ain't going to be going nearly as much.
No, it's actually not. That's why I'm hoping that, calmer heads will prevail. That they'll
I think that you got to remember. I mean, we can hope that, but they
Yeah.
have so much propaganda that's been going on for decades. I mean, literally, this man has been talking about this for what 40 years.
40 years. Iran is just weeks away from a nuclear weapon. Iran is just days away from a nuclear weapon. And he's still saying it. It's
And did
propaganda.
you saw the video that Trump released in the first place, right?
Which one? There's so many of them out here, man.
The one that he released saying that we were going to be attacking Iran in the first place.
I'm not sure if I saw that one. I saw one fairly recently that he was up there talking about his condolences to the fallen to the families of the fallen. And he didn't even look so sincere. He's like, and many more will die. That's just the way it is. And it was like there was no real emotion. He was just up there being Trump.
Because there's not.
Did you see the video that they put next to him when it changed to Shrek?
No.
So they have one out. You know, I like my little cartoons and my animes, but they put Shrek up there because in the first Shrek, when they were like, you gotta find Shrek or whatever, Lord Farquaad said that many people will die. And that's just has to happen.
Oh yeah, the Lord Farquaad.
Yes. And I was like, damn, they put Trump's face on him. And yeah, it's emotionless, no care in the world. That bitch fat motherfucker never fought in a war.
No, man.
His faggot ass kids ain't never fight no war.
Never been punched in the face, probably.
Never been fucking hit before.
Right.
And if he did, he cried like a bitch. He's that fat ass kid that you punched and took his fucking ho-ho from on recess, and he ain't do shit about it but cry. And that's who the fuck is running our country. Somebody that can't even fight his fucking self. Y'all faggots fucking, and I'm gonna use that word today. I'm sorry, YouTube. They're not gonna let us have this video. I'm sorry. Those MAGA fags, maggots, call them maggots then. The maggots fucking voted for somebody that can't even fight for you.
Well,
what?
Well,
At
he
least
physically
I know-
can't fight for himself.
No, because he's pooing on himself. His own asshole fucking gave out on him. So, with that being said, I don't know, call me what you want to call me, but if I had to put my money on any goddamn body to be like, who would fight for my honor out of all of these people, North Korea, Russia, everybody? I'm putting my money in Vladimir's pocket. That motherfucker do push-ups when he wake up in the morning.
It's pretty sad when Vladimir Putin is a much better statesman than anybody here in the United States.
Anybody
Pretty
else
fucking
in the
sad.
entire country. Thank you, Dad.
Sad, man.
Fucking sad. I will put my money on 40 push-ups in the AM with a shot of vodka, probably about to go fight a polar bear, Vladimir Putin, over the fat, ugly, orange, Mar-a-Lago, tan-wearing, golfing, sloppy piece of shit. Probably can't even fucking push open a push door.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I'm
Hey,
sorry,
you know,
I'm trying to find that. I'm still trying to find that video so you guys can hear when he's basically saying that we're about to do the strikes. Well, he was already in the process of it, but
well, you look for that. I got a little side story about the potential reason behind Orange Jesus's incontinence. I heard a long interview with a former survivor of the Trump Epstein sex ring. This was his words, not mine, of the 80s and 90s. And he was having, I don't want to be too graphic here, but Trump wanted him to pleasure him up the back door. So he looked around, he found a tent stake, wrapped it in a condom, inserted it into Trump's ass, and he kicked it as hard as he could. Sent Trump to the hospital. And this was a very compelling 4-hour interview. So I think there might be some credence to it. When I found that, I was like, oh, shit. And what about them stories about being on The Apprentice and shitting himself all the time? I'm like, damn, if that is the case, wow. Fucking brutal, man.
Hey, sphincter's damage. You can't reverse sphincter damage.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, you know, tragic end to a hard turd for fucking Trumpy boy. That's for damn sure. No love lost, though.
If this goes bad, I could very easily see a situation where Trump gets impeached.
Oh, as soon as the midterms come, dude, it's going to be impeachment season.
Well,
And
what I'm saying even more so is I think it's a possibility that he could end up losing not only the House but the Senate too.
right, exactly, totally. That's what I mean. It's impeachment time. And but the other thing is, people are like, "Yeah, impeach him, get rid of him," but they're not thinking down the road who's going to replace him. Vance, Mr. Bilderberg member, Peter Thiel,
Yep.
the accelerationist extraordinaire philosophy guy, his fucking golf clubs.
But I don't think that I think he's going to be completely neutered, and I don't think he's going to be able to get away with the stuff that Trump does.
Still going to have he's still going to have his hands on the fucking football, though.
True.
If you know what I mean. He's
That's
still going to
true.
have executive power, and now Congress is it's almost like a vestibule, if you will. I don't know if that's the correct term, or a symbol of something that once was. There's so much power is now held in the executive office. It's like, fuck Congress, dude. We're going to start lobbing some fucking bigger bombs over there.
I just wonder how much of that is because it's Trump, and how much of that is because it's Trump doing it, and will it go back to normal? Because there's a possibility that it could go right back to, because Biden didn't go to the levels that Trump was. He still played the game of, well, I'm going to go seek approval for this, even though I'm going to artificially put this person in there who's going to just do what I want anyway. I mean, he at least, you know what I'm saying? The try to play the I'm doing it all on the up and up, whereas Trump just said, fuck it, I'm going to do it whichever way I want to. And I don't see Vance being able to move that way without a lot of pushback. And I think the reason why is because Trump's cold that he has is so strong, and he has such a grasp of Republicans that any of them are afraid to cross him. Whereas I think some of those Republicans would tell Vance, yo, chill it out. You can't do that.
Until he gets a call from Bibi or PD.
Yeah,
PD or Bibi, man.
Yeah, but I think Trump was more like, for instance, Bibi had been calling all these presidents before and kind of telling them what to do. But Trump is the only one that is like went the full Monty for him. Trump gives him full carte blanche. Whatever you want to do, I'll do it, Bibi. And more so, not even Bibi, more so Miriam Adelson and the likes are the ones who are really putting it into his ear that, hey, you're going to listen to what Bibi's saying. Bibi wants this. What Bibi, go tell the nice man what you want. That's kind of what's happened, like ordering that, at a steakhouse.
Yeah, you're going to
tell the waiter what you want.
In an official meeting in the White House, you're going to pull out Bibi's chair for him, Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, you're going to do his dirty laundry that he just flew over intentionally as a power move.
Yeah,
that type of shit. I mean, that right there has a lot of significance when you talk about symbols and symbolism.
Mm-hmm.
That's far more nefarious than when old Barry Soetoro bowed to the Saudi prince. It's crazy time. I think the dark forces are running the world, and they're into accelerationism. Move fast and break things. And if you're not breaking things, you're not moving fast enough, which is a philosophy of the technocrats, Peter Thiel being one of them. And then if you look at that web into the office, then, you've got all of high-tech AI, all of media now, with Oracle, Larry Ellison and his kid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing, like censorship that I can't believe. TikTok, which was once the one bastion where people could post some resemblance of truth about what's going on in Gaza. Nah, he bought that. Now, you know what that's all about. Censorship. But at least we ain't living in England where we could actually do prison time for this conversation.
True.
True. That might change, but at least for the time being.
Well, I think what'll happen is instead of the law actually changing, there'll just be renditions going on.
Oh yeah, ICE, baby, ICE. You're with this whole thing with ICE. What they're doing is using it as a guise under immigration, right? But what they're doing is they're normalizing a secret police force, which is undertrained, low IQ, and unaccountable. Okay, people look back in history. When have groups like that popped up? Let me see. The Red Brigade, Hitler Youth, Khmer Rouge, same patterns, different time period. And yet so much of the magatards are still supporting it, man, because they're getting rid of brown people and poncho. And, we're going after MS-13. My ass. They ain't going after any of them fucking gangbangers.
No, they own the cartels when it really comes down to it. The government actually benefits off of having cartels.
Well, this recently thing of the cartel down there, when they confiscated I think it was the defense minister of Mexico said 80% of the weapons they confiscated were American, and the other 20% were Israeli.
Well, the Israelis trained a lot of the new generation cartel.
Yeah.
So I mean, they literally sent over Mossad to help them train. So, the cops get IDF, they get Mossad, which is Mossad is actually legitimately well trained, not like the IDF. The IDF are grunts, which are just they're able to apply force to defenseless masses.
Yeah, and you got to give Mossad the respect for as ruthless and well trained as they are.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know SEALs that I talked to firsthand. They were like, yeah, many of these guys are pretty legit.
Yeah. So just hope that we can avoid the Mossad, avoid the cops, stay away from them, and stare asses out of the system, man, as best we can.
What was I gonna? Oh, that's right. I was looking for any updates that I can find.
Yeah, I'm not finding. I looked on Brave. I didn't even go on Google, but let me look on Google.
Google's haven't been giving me much.
Brave ain't giving me much.
So I'm going on.
Now, I don't want to sidebar anything, but this does kind of play into what's going on.
What's up?
So y'all heard about that mass shooting that happened in Austin, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Briefly.
Okay. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I know me and my premonitions, and I've been right. I just want to throw out there, Voodoo be right. They're already blaming this on. They're already saying this was a terrorist attack from a Muslim.
Yeah, because he was wearing a Iranian something type shirt under t-shirt.
His hoodie just said, what I'm saying? His hoodie had the word Allah on it. I can't remember everything that it said, but his hoodie had the word Allah on it. And like I told you again, they are blowing up Iran during Ramadan. Okay. I can tell you right now, I'm not saying that he's too black to be a Muslim of any sort. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that fits the bill. It just so happens to fit the bill. You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as coincidences.
Hey, Hamas just jumped in the or Hezbollah looks like it just jumped in the fight 1 minute ago. More now on the Israeli military saying projectiles fired from Lebanon had triggered air raid sirens in northern Israel. It is also said it had intercepted one of them. Yeah,
that's good. Just like I said earlier, I said there's no way. Like Trump, you can't come in and do what you did and think we're going to do an off ramp. Fuck that. Yeah. They gave you an arm rev last time. You went in, you killed plenty of their people. Violated their sovereignty, which is an act of war against them. You can't just keep doing acts of war against us and be like, hey, let's calm it down now. No, bitch, fuck that. I'm getting my lick back.
Hell yeah, lick back.
It's like, fuck me, no motherfucker, fuck you.
And it's like, if we can't exact a consequence that you really gonna feel it, militarily, I'm about to fuck your economy up.
Oh yeah. Well, here's 22 minutes ago, Israeli launches large-scale strikes on Tehran.
Mm-hmm.
The Israeli military said it is carrying out large-scale strikes, in quotes, on Tehran on Monday. The Israeli Air Force has begun an additional wave of strikes against the Iranian terror regime at the heart of Tehran. Propaganda. This is the Guardian, of course, but
I know what to look
Iranian
up.
terror regime, dude. I saw the. I was watching on Al Jazeera when the Iranian delegate was talking there at the Security Council, and then it went to the Israeli guy. Dude, that cocksucker was nothing about pure propaganda, and it was literally every accusation they made against Iran was something they do. It was not even good propaganda. I'm like, really? That's the best you guys got on this whole thing. It was actually really pathetic, man. Really pathetic.
There we go. Sorry, I'm listening. I'm just looking for my
just do
other site.
Yeah,
looking for ground news. Oh, what? Oh, of course it will be down. I don't know what the heck's going on with that.
Looks like they hit a UK air base in Cyprus.
Of course. You think the UK ain't gonna get some of it too? They know that y'all been sitting up there helping defend this shit.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, drone hits British air base in Cyprus. Oil prices are supposed to soar, which I'm in the fuel business. So like I said earlier, man, Lord knows what my day is going to be like tomorrow. That's about it as far as the Guardian is. They're up to date, up to minute type news I could see on that site. Let's see what's on the BBC, the other mouthpiece.
Somebody said Trump shit his pants with this war. That's funny. I mean, I just look at it as there's no way that I'm letting this. If I'm Iran, there's no way that I'm backing off. I'm like, no. If anything, get the United States to deplete their supplies.
I think
get them to overextend.
You know, never underestimate your enemy, and that the Iranian people and their military is very intelligent and very strategic, and it kind of looks like right now they're just doing the attrition game.
Well, it's just I always try to figure out, which game plan are they going with, because I know that they're smart. It's just a matter of how much of a, how am I trying to say this? How much resistance or discipline are they going to show on this? Because they're showing more than I would be already, going all in. But it seems like they are still, with all the shit that's going on, trying their best to resist everything going all out.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I get where you're coming from, and I understand it's easy for people to sit all the way over here to not want, to say, hey, we will be doing this and doing that, but also try to, put myself in the shoes of it. Do they really want for their population to continuously endure this? But at the same time, your population, a big chunk of them are like, do something back. You're like, come on, man, you're supposed to be our defense. Granted, we know the risk, but at some point you got to say, you know what, I'm not going to let you just keep violating us the way you're doing.
Yeah. At this stage of the game, it's anybody's guess, man.
Yeah, I put it all on it's the restraint of how far Iran is going to go as far as restraining themselves. I think that they have the ability to inflict a lot of pain and a lot of damage.
Yeah, I do too.
It's just a matter of, are they going to do it or not?
Hey, here's an example of the bullshit of the BBC, right? I'm on their page. It says news, Israeli Gaza war. Oh, the Israeli-Gaza war.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, what about the real war that's going on? Nah, it just says Hamas holds vote to choose new interim leader. Source tells BBC. Hamas is reasserting control in Gaza despite its heavy losses fighting Israel. So what the fuck?
No, well, they have been ratcheting up pressure on that front going into the West Bank. And so they found this as more of an opportunity to go in and steal more land.
Oh yeah.
And so they're, this is why I think also Israel is playing a very dangerous game. You think that you're strong enough that you can just keep fighting every foe in the world. And I get it. This has to stem from this belief that you are protected from a higher power and you're untouchable. And, there comes a day when, when that protection fails, when you're being reckless, and it's only a matter of time before they have to suffer real consequence. Some people believe that Netanyahu's only doing this because, he has an election coming up and he needs this to kind of ensure that he protects himself from criminal charges. I think that that's part of it. But I think this dude, if his career ends, his legacy he wants is to finally been the prime minister that has went in and fought Iran, because they have spent this propaganda for so many years that Iran is this existential threat for not only Israel but for basically the United States and the world as a whole. So I feel like he was going to do everything in his power to get this war going.
I think you're right, man. I think you're right. I think there's a lot of reasons why he's doing it. Wonder if he's trying to be the guy is the Moshiach's bitch, who's another thing that was interesting popped in my mind a little while ago about the Third Temple is who's going to sit on it? Is it going to be Trump? Is it going to be Bibi? Or is
no. It won't be either one of them.
Say what?
No, it won't be either one of them. Nope. I told you that in Israel they got their supposed new Messiah.
Yeah,
that young guy he can recite the whole entire he can recite the whole Talmud, and whatever.
Really?
That guy, yeah.
Christ is alive because the Moshiach ties into the story of the Antichrist in the Bible, I believe.
I know, but they believe they have that guy. Well, it all depends on which sect that you're going from, because you have the Orthodox, rabbinic community who have one belief, and then you have the Kabbalah Lubavitch who have, get it, Lubavitch, but get it, Lubavitch, which they have their Messiah that they believe in, and then you have another sect that's like you have the Karaites who they have another Messiah which they believe that they're still waiting on. The one thing that they all agree on is that they believe in the Greater Israel Project, the Nile to the Euphrates, and they believe that they're at that point where where Israel is they say Israel is compassed with enemies on all sides, and now that they have to put all of their faith into I can't remember I can't remember, man. I don't know why I'm blanking. Probably not enough sleep. But
trust me about it. I'm still recovering from a 2-day escape from Puerto Vallarta, man.
But because they don't say their God's name. They say in the name of them. Can't remember what that phrase is that they use all the time.
And another thing about the Judaism or Hebrewism is that there's many sects. Everybody lumps them all into one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You have ones that their writings are based on the Torah, which is what the Old Testament is based off of, and they're the ones that are like, yeah, screw Israel, screw this war. And then you have the Talmud, which it's pretty dark. It's just like, yeah, screw a kid if you want to. If he's under 3 years old, the Haim's not for him. Yeah, tap that little girl. And then you get the Kabbalah, which is flat out straight Babylonian black magic, and those guys. They're real dark when you start getting into some of their beliefs, man. Like sacrificing babies is a good thing. What do you mean you're not a good guy if you don't sacrifice babies? And I'm being facetious, of course, but it's crazy, man. So I was just kind of looking up some latest stuff on Al Jazeera.
I'm trying to remember. Thanks, baby. She was trying to help. She was that's not the Hashem. That's what I'm thinking of. Hashem. When they say Hashem, Hashem means in the name of in modern Hebrew.
Okay.
And because they don't believe in actually saying the creator's name. They believe it's almost like blasphemous to say it outside of very, very important ceremonies and stuff like that. Actually, I don't even think they say it in ceremonies.
Wow.
But it's kind of interesting that they would never say it, because in the Bible it does say it says the Father's name is dreadful on the tongue of heathens. It's kind of funny that they'll never say it. But anyway,
are they heathens? Not busting themselves out and shit?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I could say which kind of like, for instance, the whole covering of the head. That is not something that it ever says men need to cover their head. So I'm not gonna go there. I mean, it actually says women should cover their head, when reading the word. But there was a tradition in Corinth, where in Corinth alone that the men would uncover their head whenever they read the Bible. And so it's kind of weird how so many things that they have inverted from the Bible to how they see things in the Talmud, which, if the Talmud is supposed to be the unspoken Quran passed all the way down from Moses, how is the stuff that you have in his contradicting what's in the written Torah? Makes no sense.
No, it doesn't, man. And, I mean, I ain't smart enough or knowledgeable enough to even begin to tackle that.
Well, I mean, I do read. I mean, I haven't done any streams. I haven't done any streams in a while on the political. I mean, not political matrix, but on Hebrew apologetics. But I used to get into textual criticism and actually reading. I can't think of nothing right now. My mind is.
It's all good.
So delayed right now, but
yeah. So
not the Torah, not the Pentateuch. What am I thinking of? I don't know. You'll need to help me.
Here's some of the latest news here. This is Al Jazeera. It says, breaking: Trump says strikes on Iran will continue as Tehran hits U.S. assets in the Gulf. Lebanon launched into Israel. Israel says that intercepts a rocket from Lebanon. So, yeah, I mean, shit's going up, man. Don't know what some more to say about that, man. Just keep praying for peace. Even it might be.
I think I've said for the longest in all these the Tanakh. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, when you read into the Tanakh, but I think, and this is what I've said for the longest, there's so many like things which can lead us to World War III, and we're tiptoeing still at it. We're not there yet. There's still off ramps, but just like how it talked about, the Pharaoh, how he was basically dragged and forced to do the things he was doing against his will. I think right now our world leaders are in that same mode, whether you believe it's from a higher power or the Father, or whether you think that this is man-made, where these men who have risen themselves up to a level that they believe they're gods are trying to create prophecy. Self-fulfilling prophecies. The Trumps or whatever, I feel, are being dragged regardless into this situation. Somebody said in the chat that This is one of Trump's like worst decisions to do, and I agree with them.
I do too.
I think that this has so many, like, this is worse than the first time, because you can have this little fig leaf of excuse and say, oh well, it's about the nuclear program and we're only going to make these strikes on this nuclear site, which all people involved in the nuclear knew this has kind of been a touchy subject, and Israel has been taking out scientists. So if you get involved in that, you do have the possibility of loss of life. You know how dangerous it is. And so, yes, that was an escalation. I'm not saying that I agree with it or that I approve of it. I think that it was right. I mean, I think that a country has the right to their own sovereignty and to protect themselves however they see fit. And I honestly think it would be better for Iran if they did have nuclear weapons, because I doubt that this would be happening. I.e., look at North Korea. North Korea is the only one that was on that access list that these people will not touch. And the reason why they won't touch them is because they know they got nukes.
Well, when you look at the history of regime changes since 9/11, whenever a country gives up its, quote, weapons of mass destruction, right, they get bombed. They get taken out. And it makes sense because, oh, well, they can't fight back with their big guns. We got the big guns. So now they're just a little bitch. They're a bitch punk is how our foreign policy looks at them. So let's take them out. Take out Libya. All right. Let's take out Syria. Take out all those little fuckers, man. They can't defend themselves. Now, if you got a nuke, it's like a punk going up to somebody else that can whoop his ass. He's going to think twice about throwing a fucking punch at that son of a bitch because he knows that the guys could put his ass in the fucking hospital. So it's like, yo, kind of, you're cool, we cool. Yeah, all right. Now I'm going to go fuck up this little dude with some sticks and stones while I got my baseball bat wrapped around with Constantino wire, That makes sense.
Yeah. I was reading somebody's comment in it I wanted to respond to. I wanted to know Rondo also because Rondo talked about a fatwa that was published earlier, and I hadn't heard about a new fatwa. I know that for the longest, Khomeini, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I know that they had in Iran a fatwa against ever having nuclear weapons. And so I was like, this is a false pretense that Israel has been going on, because it is, they consider it haram. And for those who don't know, haram is like forbidden, like you should not ever do this. They were against nuclear weapons because it's a mass weapon killer. And so they were against it. And I was wondering, have they changed from that for now? I get not wanting to use, making it a fatwa or being haram to use it, but having a deterrent. I mean, I don't like, for instance, there's plenty of people who I know of who bought a gun for protection. Never use it. It does not go to the range. They don't use it for anything else. It is there just in case they have to use it. And I'm like, at this point in time, Iran needs to get out of that mindset and be like, no, we need to go full steam ahead to get that going. Because when you have an enemy who has them also, who has expressed interest in using them, who has actually casually talked about using nukes, even if you're talking tactical nukes, you can't just allow this enemy to be sitting. It's like being on an island and one guy has a knife. You got to get armed up too to protect yourself.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean you have to go around using it, but I mean, especially once it gets past just you and you have a family to protect, or you have your tribe on the other side of the island to protect, you're almost being, reckless, negligent to a degree, to not take that, degree of protection if you know that threat is out there and real.
No. Yeah. Well,
so
I feel the same way, because if you know for a fact that your op, that's like, in the words of a YN, You gonna
Mhm.
leave your house unstrapped knowing you got ops?
Yeah.
That's insane. And the way that they like trying to punk Iran, like, man, we just gonna blow their shit up. They ain't got shit. Man, you better find all them goddamn weapons of mass destruction Bush was talking about. Use them shits that they was looking for. They gotta be somewhere. Shit.
Till, you see that?
The thing that I heard with the nuclear bomb situation is that the proposed nuclear wants to re-examine the prohibition of the situation. Oh.
Well, about, you know what? About fucking time. You want to keep having this country, you violate your sovereignty, kill your people, and disrespect you, humiliate you. I mean, I get, okay, you can tolerate disrespect, you can tolerate humiliation, but you got bodies dropping in your country and you got people coming in feeling they can do whatever the fuck they want to you. At some point, you got to say, hey, enough.
Enough is enough.
So I am 1000% in agreement that this is what they should be doing. Because if you are not, you are never going to stop this little bully, which is Israel. I know they try to, oh, we're this little country. It doesn't matter. You still got more money tied to you than any of these countries combined. You got more weaponry. You got more technology. So you are the bully. And people say, oh, well, they only have a GDP. Okay, yeah. But at any moment's notice, they can get money from every damn country around the world shipped into them. Who else can say they can do that? Oh, sorry, Dave, you're muted.
You're muted, Dave.
I know. I was just looking at some articles over there, man.
Oh, that was Dave's frustrated. What the fuck face? Got it.
That was what the fuck, idiot?
Yeah.
I'm talking to myself like dumbass.
So I was also thinking about it. I was just also just pondering this whole thing. Is like, yo, you know, North Korea, China, Russia's all like, yo, they done violated, you know what I'm saying, our homie code. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's another one of those moments. It's like when your homies feel like you getting violated, it's the moment where they going like, are you gonna call on us, bro? You need help? Do you need some help yet? Or what moment is it gonna be when Russia goes, hold my beer? You know what I'm saying?
China. Yeah.
Or China. Because China's so quiet right now. Vladimir has said something. North Korea has said something. Like I said, where is China? Are they going to do a sneak attack and just get us with the okie doke? Are the sleeper cells going to wake up tomorrow when the full moon is a blood moon? You know, like what's going to happen?
Only thing I've heard from China is that they said that they hope that people come to the table to de-escalate.
Oh, child, that's a hell of a way to say some shit. Because I sure hope y'all would get this together before we have to do something. That's what that sounds like.
Yeah. I mean, I look at it like this. This is going, and I get where China's at. China's thinking that they want to become the hegemon economically. They don't want to do it through the war route like America wants to. They want to beat you on commerce. They want the capitalist race,
right?
And I get that, and I respect that. But when your adversary only understands, you know, foot to ass, at some point you got to give foot to ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't be playing pussy with. I would never play pussy with Donald Trump. I would be in his ass. Belt to ass. I would be giving him belt to ass right now. There's no way that I would be trying to like even let him get the one up on me. Nobody likes you, bro. Like, beat this motherfucker's ass.
Yeah.
No one likes him and nobody trusts him, man.
No.
Like Wesley said here. So what kind of fool comes to the table when every time they come to the table, they've been attacked?
Yeah.
I mean, I know we think about, oh, well, this is the second time within 9 months. we forget about he lured Qasem Soleimani in so he could kill him too.
Oh.
That's 3 times that's been Trump's MO. Pretend to negotiate so I can kill you. And people say, oh, well, the negotiations weren't work. No, y'all put this plan into play for months. So it shows that all this negotiation was all bullshit the whole time. Full of it. You planned on attacking this man months ago.
Yeah, there's an article, a headline I saw that for months the CIA or Mossad or one of the two has been tracking the leaders, so that when they did that 60-second strike and they took out the Ayatollah and a bunch of the other ones, that show's been on for a long time ago. So this is nothing like you wake up in the morning, it's like, hey, let's go fuck up Tehran and see what happens.
That's why I said earlier, if I'm Iran, I'm taking out Diego Garcia.
Yeah.
You don't fucking stop spying on me, bitch.
So 6 minutes ago, Israel launched a strike on the Lebanese capital. Explosions shook Beirut, so they bombed the fuck out of that. Yeah, it doesn't look like this shit's slowing down anytime soon. It's nighttime over there, and that's generally when the action happens.
Yeah, but right now they're going at any time because America's giving them air cover.
Yeah, here's a headline. CIA tracked Iranian leaders for months ahead of attacks that happened or that began with 3 airstrikes in 60 seconds.
Here's another thing. When I saw like the pictures, why do these dudes keep going to their house? I mean, really? Y'all don't have a bunker somewhere in the fucking side of a cave? That's where I would be.
Damn, Skippy.
I'd be like, nah. If you're gonna come in here, you're gonna have to fucking land boots on the ground and come in and come get me. You're not just gonna be able to fucking launch on me from a carrier fucking 1,000 miles away. Fuck that. I'm telling you, I'd be straight Saddam in it. I mean, not Saddam, but I'd be straight like Bin Laden was in them hills in Afghanistan.
Oh yeah,
you had to come fucking get me.
Find me, bitch.
I'd be hanging out with them high-end dumbs and shit all the military and the billionaires have and stuff, man.
That's what I'm saying, man. That should be fucking steel plated. I mean, I'd have probably like a good like 3 feet of fucking like straight steel you need to get through on top of the mountain that's on top of me. You need to fucking burrow through that. And at that point, I would even I'm not gonna say all my plans. I'm just saying I would have ways where, okay, you came in to get me, then basically it's a kill switch. Everybody who's in the vicinity go down to. So there's no ways you getting me, and I'm not going to get you also.
Kind of like your own personal little Samson option is what you're saying there.
You damn right I would.
Yeah.
If you coming in here to get me, oh boy, you're not surviving. Just like they said, oh well, they had somebody within Iran's 22-man like council. I don't know how y'all don't figure these people out. It's not hard. It's the same old thing. Whenever you want to find out who's the one leaking, okay, all of a sudden you have some important information and needs to get somebody. Give everybody different information and see what they do.
Yeah. Like
it's not hard to figure this shit out.
Trying to find out who their leak was quick.
Yep.
They will.
Or start getting to the level. If you feel is that messed up, then you need to put layers in between you and that council. There needs to be an intermediary to an intermediary to an intermediary who filters down that message to the 22. So, hey, y'all don't even know who reports to the direct guy.
That's a decentralized network.
That's how I would. I'm just telling you, if I was on top running some shit like that, that's how I would have it. Especially if I knew that I got somebody who's gunning for me every 5 minutes. And you would, I mean, I'm telling you, there would be no electronic paper, there would be no electronic trails or anything dealing with me. Yeah. And also, I would have this person to a point of, okay, fuck me over if you want to. Guarantee you the rest of your bloodline won't live.
Yeah, well,
I'm just saying, if you want to ensure your safety and the safety of your people, you got to make
Forever.
sure it's not just on trust.
Yeah.
No, mutual destruction is coming.
well,
You
that's what,
burn down me and my house, I burn down you and yours too.
just like the Cold War. You know, you bomb us, we're going to take you out too. Ain't knowing to survive.
Hey, y'all
Yeah.
might say this is messed up, and y'all might, cancel me for this, but hey, I got pictures of your grandkids. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I'll take out the whole network.
This morning, as she was having lunch at the fucking preschool.
Mhm.
You know, yeah, this is
I'm
an old photo.
There ain't gonna be no betrayers in my squad who think that they can just do this shit and get away scot-free.
All
Okay.
love, all's fair, love and war.
When you playing on that level, you got to play for keeps.
So I guess 3 American soldiers have died.
Yep. And I think that they're lying.
One
I
of
think
them
it's
came
more.
from Virginia, apparently, and the mom was like, "I'm so happy we struck on Iran." What?
What?
That ass. I read that article this morning. 3 of the soldiers that died. One of them was one of them was from Virginia. Their mom is in Virginia, and she's like egging this shit on like a fucking idiot. And I was like, "Yeah, you
If
didn't
I'm
serve in the
dead,
military."
I'm going to jail that night because I'm whooping her ass.
Yeah.
Cheer on our son's death, our daughter's death.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't rock with people like that at all. I saw this comment also. What was it? Rondo said here that the fatwa was a Telegram article. A leading Iranian cleric declared jihad against American Israel on Sunday as anti-U.S. protests swept across the region. And I saw a large protest as far away as to India and China.
I seen a protest at the U.S. Embassy in Pakistan. They ran up on
Yeah.
niggas.
Oh, I heard they fucking the Marines lit them up.
Ooh.
Well, I know in one of them, yeah, I heard they tried to get over the gates and stuff. The Marines lit it up, but I haven't had that confirmed.
Yeah, they got the video I saw, they got through the gate. Granted, my biggest issue, okay, my biggest problem with all of this. What can we believe? They've officially fucked our eyes up. We can't believe anything with AI. We can't believe anything with who's getting paid by whom when they do these articles. We're not,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
100%.
we might have all watched the same video, and all 3 of those videos have different outcomes. Nature Boy got to see the one where the Marines lit them up. I seen the ones where they make it through the door. You know what I'm saying? And Marcus sees the one where they're protesting outside of the gates.
And then 2, are they AI? Are they real? Because in this day and age, that's one of the first things you got to ask.
That's ridiculous. Because you got my eyes gaslit. I can't believe my eyes. I pay $675 every 2 years to get new glasses, and they don't work.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? We're all glasses wearer. I know mine's thicker than the both of y'all's, but my shit costs a real fucking pretty penny just so I can fucking see to go to the bathroom. And you're telling me every time I open up my fucking cellular device or my iPad and I try to get a little bit of fucking knowledge of what's going on somewhere else in another corner of the world before we get blown the fuck up, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
There's going to be a day when there's going to be a day where they're going to say, such and such has officially, sent a nuclear bomb towards America.
Right.
And I'm not going to be like, whatever. They ain't say that. That look like AI. Then I'm going to go and get blown the fuck up.
Well, we're living in the time of universal deceit, as Orwell said, and that is a literal sense. And also the memory hole. I mean, the internet, they've scrubbed the internet. Gone are the days where you could say, hey, man, you don't believe me? Go look it up. You can't do it now.
Can't even go ask Jeeves because that nigga's gone.
Fucking
it's funny.
They capped Jeeves. They fucking took out Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves is gone, boo. Can't even ask Jeeves.
Of course they would take that out. Of course.
Yeah, he knew all the shit.
Too, probably.
Probably the only
That's probably next.
white man I trusted was Jeeves.
Damn. I know. Took out the only honest cracker and shit. What the fuck? That's all about fucked up.
We got Google old bitch ass who's bought out by every other motherfucking Ellison and Musk and everybody else owns Google's bitch ass.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's all controlled information now. You know?
It's funny you were talking about Orwell.
Yeah.
Here, it even says this in the Bible too, Matthew 24:24, where there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall grow great signs and wonder, and so much that if it is possible, they shall deceive the very own elect. It's going to be a time where ain't nothing, even the Bible talking about a time where you're not going to know what's true.
Yeah, I mean, an example of that is the elect being deceived is the modern evangelistic movement in America. It's all based upon Scofield Bible, which goes back to Darby, dispensationalism, the whole idea of the rapture. You know,
although I believe they the wide path anyway, but
yeah, but you know, it's like, oh, hey, celebrate. You don't got to worry about nothing, y'all, because Jesus is going to transport you right before shit get bad now. So y'all just eat, drink, and be merry and cheer this shit on, cheer it on more, because the more you cheer it on, the faster you're going to get teleported out.
So y'all better get ready for the Walking Dead reality.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there going, this is a false doctrine, guys. We're all going to be going through it. I'm sorry, no one's going to get teleported out of here, bro. But then you go back and you look at, who Darby was, fucking total scumbag con man. His family didn't come to his funeral. And then there's the connection between the New Pilgrim Society and the New Enlightenment from Crowley's parents. So there's a connection, fucking direct connection to Crowley from that shit. Whether it's relevant or not, it's there, And then you want to get deeper down the woods, man. You ever seen a picture of old Barbie Bush and Aleister Crowley? And the fact that Barbie's mama was over in Paris while Crowley was hanging out at the same house doing one of the little sex rituals. Oh, Barbie's mama come back and like eight or 9 months later, little Barbie pops out. Now, one of two things. I think her name was Pauline Pierce. I think it might have been her first name. She gets back from Paris. Hubby ain't seen her in a while. Just stooks the living shit out of her, knocks her up. But you think it looked like her daddy. But you look at Barbie, and Barbie looks just like Crowley. So think about it. That means that all the Bush boys are grandsons of the beast. Huh. That's a weird rabbit hole to go down. I don't know if we want to do that. And honestly, I gotta bail here. I gotta eat, man. I'm just starving right now.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to wrap also wrap this up.
I'm about to start getting my dinner together.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go to the sushi joint behind the house, man.
The one thing that I wanted to wait a minute, let's see what he said. But there is scripture where Jesus says we stand in the millstone and one shall be gone. And yeah, but I don't think people have a proper understanding of that at all, not even close. That's one of my biggest. That's part of why I became agnostic before, years ago in my 20s, because I was always arguing with pastors and they didn't know what the hell they were talking about and came up with a whole lot of ums and well, the Lord works in mysterious ways and know how to answer shit. But I learned that eschatology, they don't understand any of that because they've been twisted up with the Scofield Bible and listening to
and who put out the Scofield Bible? The Oxford Press. Who owned the Oxford Press? The Rockefellers.
That's when you start hearing the what did they say? Can't remember what it's called right now, where they start throwing in the Jewish and the Bible. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, the Messianic Jews?
No. They start saying
move.
Huh? What was that?
Sorry, I'm talking to Medusa.
Oh. But they start talking about I can't remember it anyway. They start instead of just referring to themselves as Christians, they start referring to themselves as like this fusion of Judaism and I can't
Christianity.
Yeah, man, I don't know why I can't remember terms right now.
It's been a long day, my friend. Been a long day.
My mind is too fried, I guess.
Got my mind on my money and my money on my mind. Rolling down the road, smoking Indo, sipping on gin and juice.
I probably wish I was sipping on something. Just got coffee in my cup.
I just got through with my tea. I'm going to go out and grab me some sushi from a little sushi place behind the house, bring it home, crack a cold beer, and call this a night.
Yes, believe it. I woke up probably about about 30, 45 minutes before the show, I was taking a nap and I did not want to wake up, but I knew it was important. I needed to talk about this, even though my mind probably still needs some more sleep. But I don't know. I'll remember that term probably next week, and y'all be like, "You couldn't remember that?" Yes, but last thing I was gonna say is that I think that it's gonna be stagnant, trying to figure out what's going on for the next couple of days.
Yeah,
where I say it's imperative to know where we're going and how far this is going to go is if any of the major tripwires happen. And what I said years back is I said, right now we're sitting on a major risk board. Right now you have the whole Russia, Ukraine, you had the Israel versus Palestine stuff, you had the you had the China versus Taiwan, and you had all of these things just sitting here waiting to bubble. And what happened is the temperature rise a little. Thank you, Judeo-Christian. That's what I was trying to say.
Judeo-Christian. Okay, I get.
Yeah. And so as it kept ratcheting up, I kept saying nothing is going to. Thank you, Afghanistan and Pakistan, which right now they have a conflict that's open going on. Then you even have on the other side of that, you have India and China who are fighting on the other side of that border, and you have all of these tripwires that are being set up. And what's going to happen is it's going to have to be some kind of major event that triggers, and that's going to be well, it's too late. We're all in now.
It's like the assassination of Prince Ferdinand.
Exactly. You're going to have that catalyst moment that kickstarts it all, and it could be something that we don't expect. It could be something as simple as like in that Trump speech that I was going to bring up, how Trump literally used going all the way back to the Shaw in 79. He started bringing up going back 47 years ago, he started bringing up the Marines attack in Beirut. He's reaching and throwing all these things as a reason, a justification that, oh no, this isn't a preemptive strike, this is a retaliatory strike, which is completely nonsensical. But I've said, as he keeps inching up that ladder, the pressure is not relieving, and it's going to be a point. All it takes, even if it's accidental, all it takes is somebody to send one missile that hits the wrong thing.
Well, here's another thing that I've been thinking about is the USS Gerald Ford is out there, right?
Yeah.
And the toilets don't even fucking work on it. So is it really battle worthy? And it could be the USS Liberty of the World War III.
Or they hit the Lincoln, which there was already rumored that there were four ballistic missiles heading towards the Lincoln, and that it was hit, and that's been unconfirmed. But all it takes is something like that to happen.
That's it. And then the balloon goes up. Once that balloon goes up, there ain't no taking that fucker down.
I mean, I've been. And I had a guy who I work with who was like, "Oh, my son is talking about getting out of the country, and he's worried about it here. He's thinking about repatriating to Mexico, because he came in, he got a citizenship, but his son is born here. His son is like, nah, Dad, I think you're crazy. I'm about to dip." And his son, and he's like, "It's not that. I mean, you really think it's that bad?" And I was like, "Yeah, I tell everybody, don't join the military right now, unless you want to end up, over there in a hot war in the next year or so." Trump got 3 more years.
Sadly.
Keep that in mind. Look at how much shit he's done in 1 year that is basically tearing the fabric apart.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Teal, go ahead.
Oh, I just said 12. It's only been 12, 13 months?
Yeah.
13 months, y'all. 1 year, 13 months. He's got us in war. He's got us paying taxes on shit that we just need. He don't fuck to tear us up. Like, what the fuck?
And y'all was 35 more months.
And y'all just couldn't handle Kamala. Okay.
Well, oh yeah. Since you think, I'm glad you brought that up. This is the last thing I want to say.
All right.
and then I'll hand it to you guys, and we can kind of start winding it down. I heard Scott Ritter, who voted for Trump, who tried to make a justification that, well, if it would have been granted, Trump took us here, and I know Kamala, he's like, I hate to say it, but I know Kamala wouldn't have taken us to this point with Iran, but she probably would have had us in war with Russia. And I'm like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. No, we wouldn't have been in war with Russia. They are perfectly fine with fighting Russia, Ukraine down to the last fucking Ukrainian, but they have no interest in a war with another superpower. I think that for whatever she is, she's at least smart enough to know not to fucking mess with that option or this option. And Trump was not. And for those people who try to cope and say, well, Kamala, it would have been, no, it wouldn't have been. Yeah, she would have been corrupt. Yeah, she wouldn't have done shit for anybody. Yeah, shit would have been status quo, fuck over Americans. But we would not be watching any of our, young family members going off to fucking fight a war somewhere. Not on this level.
Maybe not, man, because they called the shots, dude. You know that.
Yeah, but I think they do give them a little bit of autonomy.
No, but you also got to consider, this is a giant political stage play, and they need to bring in the right actor for the right scene. Kamala ain't that right actor. It's Trump.
Well, that's the reason why she didn't get put in there.
But
because I think they knew she would have kind of like, I'm a little scared to pull the pin on that one.
That don't matter. They said you pull the pin, bitch. You pull the pin.
That's why I think they didn't put her in. Because I put it this way. I'm pretty sure that Biden before him was getting these same pressures that Trump is getting to do this. I think Obama was getting the same pressures. I think Clinton and Bush were getting the same pressures. I think that they were just like, okay, we'll go with this option. We won't go with that one. And they were like, okay, well, that still got part of my agenda. So I'll take that small compromise.
That
while holding out for this long. I mean, Netanyahu's been trying this for the longest. So I don't think all of a sudden he just got the green light. I think they were waiting for the sucker that was going to be dumb enough to. That's the reason why I say I think that there's enough autonomy that he was probably able to not have to do this, but I think Trump was too compromised.
I want to hear Dave's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Go off, Dave.
Well, I think he's the actor for the time. I don't think they had everything built yet to do what they're going to do until now, and that includes having the right actor in the scene. Now, would Kamala have done it if they wanted to? They said, I don't give a fuck, but you pull it. You're going to do this. Would she be as effective as Trump? No. For one, you would have complete fight back from the original MAGA from the right. They would go have their panties in a wad, but you bring in their boy and it puts them all to sleep. And next thing you know, they're ordering Domino's pizzas and beer and cheering this thing on like it's a damn video game.
I think she would have got fought from the Democrats too.
Yeah. So you got to have the right actor for the right scene. And this is the scene that they're playing out before us. It's just crazy. And like I said, I don't want to die. I like this spacesuit. I like my life. I like the fact that I can get off with here, walk over to the sushi joint, get myself some good sushi, walk back, have a cold beer, and if I want a shot of tequila, I want to keep that. And if this shit keeps going the way it's going, that's not going to be the story. And so I saw a blip about on Twitter. Looks like, and this is just a post. It says, breaking. The launch of 100 hypersonic missiles towards Israel has begun.
What? Whoa, where? Oh, shit. Let me hop over and see that.
Iran. It's over on Twitter, but, it's just a post. Who knows what the fuck it is. But, they really haven't launched their hypersonic missiles. Those are the big boys. They've just been kind of lobbing the regular missiles. It's hypersonic missiles. You can't stop them, man.
No. Well, they haven't been able to stop any of these major ones either.
Yeah, they kind of did. They kind of tapped a few of them out and stuff like that, but nothing like a hypersonic. They shoot one of those at you, and you're just like, start making peace with your maker here, because if you're in that path, ain't no stopping some gun.
It's just a matter of what are they aiming for. That's what I wonder.
What are the targets, man? What are the targets?
Mm-hmm.
That's something I've been trying to figure out this whole time too. Is who are the targets? What are the targets?
I mean, because of how Israel is set up, they do keep, Mossad, the Mossad headquarters, like right in the middle of town. They
Yeah.
keep the Knesset is like right in the middle of town. I mean, all of their major stuff, it can look like they're just hitting a commercial neighborhood or a residential neighborhood, but all their government buildings sit immersed in. They literally use their whole towns and city as a human shield.
Yeah. While they accuse others of doing the same thing. Every
so sad.
confession is an admission to these people, man. So
Says Jimmy Dore went easy on Trump way too long. A lot of them did. That whole network over there did, because I get it. The Democrats suck ass. We all hate the Democrats, but when you focus so much energy on one side, you start almost playing the two-party game again.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I the Democrats suck. But when you're not criticizing the dangers coming from the right, you're playing the same game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why when I see these people on there that are, it's all the Democrats' fault, or it's all the Republicans' fault, I tune them out instantly, because to me, they don't have any validity, because they're both the same. We all know that it's a single party system. And if you don't know either that is true, then you don't have the knowledge to make an accurate assessment of anything.
Yep.
Or you do know that it is, and you're up there getting your $20,000 little fee to go up on whatever and spout your shit. Either way, I ain't listening to you.
Yep. Because on the matters that count, they're on the same page.
Yeah.
Or silent.
Mm-hmm.
Or
when
silent.
the matters that count, when it comes to war, most of the time they on the same page. Like, you notice how even with this, how the Democrats right now are supposed to be so much against Trump. I heard people calling for them to rush to a session of Congress, and they're like, maybe on Sunday we should do a Zoom meeting. They don't really have a real push to slow this down or stop this, because many of them are perfectly fine with it, or don't understand of why this is a big deal to go after it. Only the ones who want to look, get enough attention because they're running for some office to use that as a political, campaign point. They don't really care about this because most of them feel like none of it's going to ever touch them. Right. And it's dangerous when we got people in power that think that way. But yeah, that's the last thing I'll say. Let the people know where they can get a hold of you, Nature Boy.
The Third Rail with Nature Boy, found on Rumble at TMP New Prisoners, AM Wake Up, and my Third Rail with Nature Boy channel. I can be found on X at The Real Nature Boy. So if you're listening out there, go give me a follow. And I'm trying to build up some things on there. They're screwing with me. Audio podcasts, wherever audio podcasts are. If you do the audio podcast, if you could rate it, give me a 5-star, even if I only deserve a 2. It helps me in the algorithm. So pretty much it, amigo. It's good talking to you. It's been a while, man.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate it. I'm glad you were safe coming back from Puerto Vallarta.
Fuck the cartel. Fuck the cartel. Fuck the government. I whooped both their asses and fucking walked away.
Shit, be careful. Don't let the motherfuckers hear you. You know how petty they asses are.
Shit, Dave knew what time it was when I found out he was still over there. I was ready to come and extract him out the goddamn country.
Yeah, I heard them motherfuckers looking for an Instagram chick on there who was dating like one of the sons and shit. Cartel after her. Like, what the? Come on, really?
Yeah,
these motherfuckers are petty. But sorry, Teal. Yeah, let the people know.
Here on Sundays with Marcus, the Political Matrix. I'm with Steve on Mondays. On the AM Wake Up and the Rumble channel, as well as Blunt Force Wisdom, which is on Rumble as well. You can find me on Instagram, Voodoo in Nature. You can find me on Twitch, Boo Boo Kitty Fucks. And I'll be on Baked and Bougie on Friday nights, which is a local podcast in Virginia. So you can catch me on their Twitch or Instagram Live on that. And I think that's everything now.
Geez, you got a whole lot going on.
Man,
I was wondering.
I stopped. I think I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna give up dancing for a while. I think I'm gonna stop line dancing for a while and just focus on my podcast and shit. So
I was wondering, does this time period work pretty good for everybody?
Yeah.
Because in the audience, you know, I think it works good for having guests on. It definitely worked out for Dave, and I think if this works out for Teal, I think I might go on ahead and make this our official time.
I like,
you know, until football season comes back around. So we're gonna shoot for 2:30 p.m. 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And then that'll be our new official time. So I'll go on ahead and instead of putting a to be determined, I'll just put to be announced and put it out there until I get those thumbnails done. And this will be, you know, our regular Sunday time. And I'll get with Steve on getting us on the Rumble side. And hey, 7 days right now in this Trump administration has been crazy what can happen in 7 days. So hopefully we're not full-fledged into World War III by then and cooler heads have prevailed, but I got the feeling it's not going to go that way. So until then, hopefully you guys are all safe. Make sure y'all go and get gas right now and get whatever you need. Dave said it earlier. Make sure you get whatever you need, which I'm probably about to go get me a new AC unit, window unit ASAP before that goes through the freaking roof, because I can tell it's going to be a hot summer out here. But yeah, that's
I'm going to get a new set of tires. Get a new set of tires on my car because I got a flat tomorrow after work. So yeah,
get it now.
And then go to Costco. Stock the fuck up.
Stock up, guys.
All right, yeah, y'all heard the word. The word is stock up, bitches, as Warren says there. That said, this has been a Political Matrix. I'm your host, Marcus Sugar Morpheus Cage, here with
Voodoo in Nature
and my good brother,
Nature Boy.
That's all right. Much love to all of y'all. We appreciate y'all all for hanging out, whether you're here for a little bit of the time or the long of the time, or you're going to be here after time, catching this later on. Much love and appreciation to all of y'all, and y'all be well out there.
There is discrimination in this world, and slavery and slaughter and starvation. Governments repress their people. Millions are trapped in poverty, while the nation grows rich, and wealth is lavished on armaments everywhere. These are differing evils, but they are the common works of man. They reflect the imperfection of human justice, the inadequacy of human compassion, our lack of sensibility towards the suffering of our fellows. But we can perhaps remember, even if only for a time, those who live with us are our brothers, that they share with us the same short moment of life, that they seek as we do, nothing but the chance to live out their lives in purpose and happiness, winning what satisfaction and fulfillment they can.